heard you want to talk about conspiracies.
Well, why don't you come in and get a taste of it?
And we are live. Hey everybody, glad you could make it. Thank you all for coming. Hope you guys are all doing well. Just want to say thank you to everybody that's here. If you would be so kind as just to hit that like button and press the subscribe if you have not yet already done. So, and well, share the show, because getting it out to a wider audience is always good. I just want to say hi to Michael Khan and PJ Cruikshank and Lumpy Gas in a Vacuum for being in the panel. How you guys doing, guys?
How's it going? Absolutely fantastic, guy. Hey, Flats, yourself?
Doing great, thanks. Yeah, as you guys all know, tonight's topic is conspiracies. It was voted in by the panel last night, so tonight it's conspiracy, guys. Yeah. Cool. So I just have to say thank you to everybody that does support this channel financially, all the channel members and all the Patreon members, as well as the vibrating phone in the background.
Who's that?
I don't know. It's probably PJ.
PJ? Right. Sorry, that's the missus calling me. I'll have to hang up for a sec. Sorry, okay, guys.
Shut, mate. He always keeps it interesting. And then I want to just say a huge shout out to everybody in chat. Thank you all for coming. Let's see who's here. PJ Cruikshank, Wisecorf, Atomic Deluxe. Who else is? Yeah, there's some more. Michael Khan. There's some more chats. Let's go down and down. I saw some Lumpy Gas in a Vacuum. E Coin, thank you for coming. Kevlar, good to see you, mate. Rob Keen, thank you for coming. And Jane Henderson, that's a new name that's here. Psych Bear, great to see you. Jolly Man, thank you for coming. Majid Novalati, thank you for coming. Good to see you. JJ, doing great. And Jeff Gassett and Jess, good to see you all. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. The topic for tonight is conspiracies. Now, obviously, it's very limited to what we can actually talk about, because we do not want to get demonetized and things. So we'll be very selective on how we can approach things. The elite control the narrative. So far we have 19 votes 5 minutes ago. Yes, 68%, and no, 32%. Hey Vaynant, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. Did you guys enjoy that little intro I made? I made like quick 5 minutes before the show. I thought it would just be an interesting getting into it. Okay, so there's not really anything really to present, but I did find a few videos that I found interesting that are based in so-called conspiracies, so I thought we can maybe go through them.
Yeah, I've seen there's some videos you might get away with, such as conspiracy theories that have become real, something like that.
Hey Adam Meekin. Yeah, that's like this one. I was searching for conspiracies, and they literally say why people are attracted to conspiracy theories like Flat Earth, and this was under conspiracy theories are dangerous. Hey Alan Nordstrand. Hey Adam Meekin, good to see you. But I don't know, do the people actually know what a conspiracy theory is in the first instance? That's what bothers me. Because I think conspiracy theory is thrown around so much these days that I think a lot of
I
people
don't-
don't actually know what it means.
I don't see flat Earth as a conspiracy.
Why would flat Earth be a conspiracy? What would make it a conspiracy?
Well, the globe would be.
Yeah, the globe would definitely be.
Yeah,
Because-
there's a conspiracy there.
Because the
But flat
globe,
Earth is just reality.
yeah, the globe is conspired between one or more parties to be deceptive. So that's a conspiracy. They literally being deceptive by more or one party so they can have control. So that would be a conspiracy. Now, flat Earth, where's the conspiracy in the flat Earth?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the shills.
I don't, like I say, I don't see it as a conspiracy. I think it's tied with that to put people off it.
Yeah. Hey Tony Whitcomb, good to see you. Yep, the conspiracy is the globe, and that's why they try and project it onto the flat Earth. You'll find if you go to just search conspiracies on YouTube, most of it is about flat Earth. It's like they're making sure they push the so-called conspiracy as flat Earth. Hey Derek Nelson, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Isaiah 8:12. Do not call conspiracy all that this people calls conspiracy, and do not fear what they fear, nor be in dread. Yes, definitely a great scripture. It's good to see so much awake people. 28 votes, yes, 61%. The elite control the narrative. Jeff, I feel okay lately. Dr. Kev, I've started drinking decaf. It works. I can't stand decaf. I don't know why. I just can't.
Don't. I need coffee in the morning, mate, to wake me up.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday.
Drinking decaf would be pointless.
Yesterday morning when I woke up and there was no power to even make my cup of coffee, it wasn't nice. The whole day I was such in the mood for a cup of coffee, and I thought, yeah, I'm coming home, I'm going to have some coffee. Get home, the power's off again. That was
You
off
want
the
a
whole
little
day. They
camping
had
stove
problems.
or something?
Sorry?
You want a little camping stove, so
Yeah,
that you can just
I'm going to
make
get
a grill?
myself a little gas stove. I want to get myself a gas stove.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to get myself, because I was looking at that, because of getting inverter and all that for the solar, to go solar later. But I was also thinking I've been finding some UPSs that can last up to 4 hours, that run the Wi-Fi and TV and lights and stuff up to 4 hours. So I was thinking maybe if I get that in the beginning and then go get an inverter and a battery and all that, and then get solar panels and all that to transition, it might work out cheaper that way. Obviously it's going to cost more now in the beginning because you first UPS and then all that other, but it's a nice thing to have until I've got everything that I need for the system.
yeah.
The only time my power is ever off is if it's a storm. Usually ice storms are the biggest culprit.
Yeah.
I don't live... How do you freeze food?
I know.
Hey, not one, good to see you.
I've asked him the exact same question, Lumpy.
You did.
Yeah.
You got to be living a way different life than I do. Just how do you can't freeze food, can you?
Yeah, we freeze it. We just try and keep it as frozen as possible.
Oh wow!
And
So like between the intervals, you got like ice in the thing too, or something.
yeah,
or
but
just try to keep
also
it set and-
I don't buy a
you
month's.
need power, man.
Let's put it this way:
Flatzoid with the fridge up and blowing on it.
I don't
Oh,
buy.
Cool.
I don't buy a month's worth of meat, because if I do, then I know it will get off. It goes spoiled. So I
Yeah.
buy weekly, so
So-
it works out. So I don't throw it away. Just Friday, someone else said on the group they literally bought a whole month's worth of groceries and meat and everything, and they literally had to throw it away because
Oh, that
the
would
power
suck.
was off.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I rather work smart.
Right. Yep.
It works
well,
out
you
cheaper
got to
to
do what
buy-
you got to do, I guess. But
Yeah, it
man,
works out cheaper to
I've
buy
never
it.
imagined life without power. I
Yeah.
can't imagine it really.
Yeah, but
I
I
think
mean,
last power cut I can remember were about 5 years ago, and it was only for like about an hour.
yeah, but you see,
Yeah,
that-
we get it for maybe 3 hours on really bad ice storms. Because
Yep.
then the people that fix it can't get around either. And
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see the problem here in South Africa, the infrastructure for the power is not good. Because when it was given over to the ANC in 1994, they told them to make a plan already then. And while, let's just put it this way, they didn't make any plan. They just took all the money and squandered it.
That sucks.
So
And now
would
we're
you-
sitting
would-
without any infrastructure.
Would you say there's a conspiracy going off there?
Yeah, and the problem now is they're already saying we might be permanently off next year from sometime if it goes the way it's going now.
Dang.
Yeah.
You gotta come up with a way to have power.
They don't even have money for diesel apparently.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
We're struggling with
Yeah, yeah,
coal,
I mean-
struggling with diesel, but they got the way to export it, you know, to neighboring countries, but
Oh.
they won't let our own country use it, but they'll export it.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. But then again, our
Well,
country.
they gotta have cash, so they're trying to get cash.
But then again, our country is run by people that can't even say 100,000. They say 110, 20,000, 200, and you know, or Shalisteron. Only 44 people speak Afrikaans.
Only
Yeah, of course.
That's so funny.
Yeah, sorry about that, Flats. The missus has got a knack of doing it. As soon as the show starts, the phone vibrates, and I haven't got my mic on at the time. I'm like, oh, I've got to hang up. I've got to hang up quickly. She's got a knack of doing it right in time. Sorry.
No stress. So yeah, I'm just gonna say hi to everybody again. Hey, all the new people that's joined. Hey, Debatable D. Yeah, guys, just please hit that like button and share. Thank you guys for all the support. That's really growing the channel. I'm seeing a steady course in growth, so I'm very, very happy about that. And it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you. I just hope I bring content that you guys enjoy. That's what I want. I mean, I don't want you guys to be bored or anything. Fatty's First, good to see you. Are you guys ready to start off the new video, the first video? Okay, let's do it.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Again.
It's amazing why humans are drawn to conspiracy theories and they have to put a flat earth in space. It's like, what are they hinting here? Come on.
My name is Jan Willem van Prooijen.
I wonder if I can put it louder, is it not? Oh, there we go.
I'm an associate professor in psychology from Amsterdam, and my area of specialization is conspiracy theories.
How do you specialize in conspiracy theories, by the way? I was actually wondering when I read that first.
I don't know.
I mean,
I
you
suppose
just...
you spent 20 years looking into conspiracy theories. Wouldn't that make you some kind of specialist?
Hey Timothy, Southwick, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you can make it. Thank you, Majid. I'm glad you're enjoying the work. I am really just trying to up my game for you guys. I want to be more professional as I can. So yes, so hopefully I'm going to be building my studio soon in the garage, and then we're going to have a proper studio. So that's going to be much better. And I'm going to get proper lighting so that I don't get this fuzzy haze at night. Because when I do record in the day, with the sunlight, the camera works a dream. And it's so clear. But with the lighting at the evening, it's a nightmare.
The set light looks very bright.
Yeah, I'm gonna get myself a soft light and a ring. So I'm looking
A ring?
Yeah, you know those face rings
Ah,
that I want to put in front, and some soft lights.
our lass has got one of them. She does her makeup in it.
Yeah, and it works perfect. Okay, let's go on. Anyway, yeah, how do you specialize in conspiracy theories? Do you just pick up a book or something, go to a library and say, I've read about this conspiracy theory, I've read about this conspiracy theory, therefore I'm now an expert at it? I don't know.
No, you go. I think we know there's lots of conspiracies. I think per conspiracy, there's people who spend a lot of time researching deep. You might say that they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, 9288 Xavier, good to see you. Thank you for coming. It's good to have some new names in here. I'm really excited every time I see new names in the chat. Yeah. Let's carry on.
Well, conspiracy theories always start with a very big and frightening event. Think of the 9/11 strikes, or think of a disease epidemic. And
That's false. That is false, guys. Did you start with 9/11 and stuff, seeing something's wrong?
No.
No. Before this, I didn't even think of this as a conspiracy theory or whatever. Nothing. So I don't know where he gets that.
Nor me.
And I found the Globers like to take this kind of thing and say, this is why you guys are so gullible, because you take conspiracy theories off from 9/11 and then took it to a new one, and then you move over to flat Earth. And that's false. That is literally false.
Every topic area has like a rabbit trail to be followed, regardless.
Yeah.
The most verifiable one is flat Earth.
Yeah, and flat Earth isn't a conspiracy. As I said,
No.
the first, if you can ask anyone to explain why flat Earth is a conspiracy, not one person will actually be able to give you a reason why it's a flat Earth is a conspiracy.
But you could also say though that there's got to be some people who do conspire to hide truth for flat Earth.
Yeah, but that would be a shill kind of thing. You get people that literally try and downplay the flat Earth to make them look dumb. But that doesn't make a flat Earth conspiracy though.
The whole history of NASA and the globe was hiding conspiring to hide the fact that the plane is horizontal with zeniths that work for navigation, which they can't be diverging. So
yeah, I mean, look what Flat Sabbath said. 9/11 made me hate Muslims until I worked with one. Exactly. I mean, this whole shebang. I mean, how much fear and terror were there against Muslims all of a sudden after this? And 90% of them are globers, guys, not flat earthers, are against the Muslims. You understand? I mean, I was debating Muslims and with Christianity before I got into flat earth and stuff. This is what we were debating, Muslim and Christianity and stuff. And I never hated them at all. I never even saw them as actually doing this. When you actually find out the truth about this, what happened, Jay, you'd understand it's all just got to do with money and power anyway. And but what does this got to do with the flat earth? I don't get it. It's just a lie because they're trying to create a smoke screen to say, oh, you're a flat earther because you just believe anything.
And people often want to make sense of that. They want to understand what happened, but they then typically tend to fill in the blanks themselves. They don't have the information, and these blanks often involve, people tend to assume the worst. So people then tend to assume that these bad events were intentionally caused by a group of bad people that operates in the shadows.
Okay, so yeah, people fly planes into buildings is not caused by bad people that intentionally do it. Makes a lot of sense.
I'm leaning towards this guy's not a conspiracy theorist, like.
No, I don't even think he knows what a conspiracy theorist means.
No.
Because what he is saying, let's just say they literally create these type of videos to try and literally go to discredit flat Earth. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is like one of the first things that pop up when you say conspiracy theorist in YouTube. Because this type of thing is to try and discredit the flat Earth. So it's literally created to make the flat Earth look, as you can say, like a conspiracy theory.
Well, weren't the term conspiracy theorist coined to put people off conspiracies?
Yep. And it's
it's not a fact who shot JFK, but it's a fact that the Earth is flat. Simple.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
belief. Yeah. But I want to know where does it come from? You fill in the blanks. That's not how it works. You literally go and do research on something.
Not with flat Earth. Not at all.
I mean, that's how you literally go. I mean, let's just take the moon landings, for instance. You don't just literally say, oh, it's fake, and then just fill in blanks. You go and do the research on why you think it's fake, and then you find the reasons why it's fake.
Well,
there's not.
I think the moon landing's a bad example because it is fake because there's no vacuum.
Yeah, obviously.
which is a bizarre claim to make, but they had to because of the distances. So,
But you understand. But you understand the problem is the moon landing is a conspiracy. Not going against the moon landing is a conspiracy. That's where these guys do the 180. So they take what is the conspiracy and they project it onto something that goes against the conspiracy as the conspiracy.
yeah.
Yeah. They think the conspiracy is just something that we go against. Do you know what I mean? Not something that actually has got hidden things behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, just like Alan Ocean said, the CIA coined it. Yep. Remember MK Ultra, guys? That
Yes.
was a so-called
Yeah, I've heard
conspiracy
about it. I've
theory.
never experienced it.
I mean, that was a so-called conspiracy theory that turned out to be true. So, was it a conspiracy theory, or was it just being shown to be true? It literally was, how can I put it, brought to light. So then it wasn't a conspiracy theory.
Don't every conspiracy come out to be true?
Yeah, most of them, yeah.
The early
Most of them, yeah.
like
Yeah,
the early
definitely. There's a couple.
psychedelic rock era that was really heavily.
Okay, let's carry on.
Sorry.
Like I said, it's difficult to really talk much about conspiracies because there's so much you have to be careful on what you say. I
Yeah.
really don't want to get
Yeah, of
demonetized
course.
or anything.
That's why I worded the JFK thing a little hey, quietly.
Hey, Gary Wybenga, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Yeah, let's go on.
Operates in secret. What has baffled me really as a conspiracy theory as outlandish are the flat Earth and hollow Earth.
Yeah, you see, guys, they push it to flat Earth and hollow Earth as well. But listen what he says about the hollow Earth.
Conspiracy theories. Flat Earth conspiracy theory, which is that scientists have been lying to us for 400 years and the Earth actually isn't round, but it's flat. And then there's also the hollow Earth theory, assuming that the Earth is in fact hollow, and that scientists also hide the evidence for that. And
No, that's just false. Guys, when have we ever said the scientist hides the fact of the Earth? Have you heard any flat earthers say that?
No, most scientists are just as indoctrinated as everybody else.
There's the key word, indoctrinated. We don't say they lie. If you are doing your job and you think you are doing your job correctly, you've just been successfully indoctrinated. You're not lying to anyone. You have to literally know you're deceiving someone to be called a liar. They don't know what they're teaching is wrong.
Well, a lot of science isn't science.
Mm-hmm.
And globe or not isn't science either. It's a what is question, so it's a category problem.
Yeah.
So it's just throwing. It's like a point at a dictionary for a word sort of situation or something. Be in the science section or something of a book and just point, or something like not having relevance to what's being said.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not whether it's science doesn't speak, so it can't be that either. So
That's just a method. Has anybody shown us science for the globe yet? Because they keep saying it's scientifically validated, but yet we don't get science for a globe at all.
well, it isn't a category.
There's a video I recorded today that's going to be released on Christmas Day. It's called Indoctrination, and one of the things I talk on there is about astronomy and how unscientific it is. The one thing I'm saying there, because the guy even presented, is a whole bunch of astronomers that literally claimed it's scientifically validated with their theories, and it was all shown to be total bogus rubbish. Now, why is it that the whole narrative today is pushed by astronomers? Astronomy is a belief, it's a cult. And that's what they're claiming is scientific. Everything based on astronomy today, like space travel and stuff, is all pushed by the astronomers. Have you guys realized that? The same people that keeps getting all their things wrong. So yeah. But you guys have to stay tuned. Christmas Day, gonna be an exciting one.
it's crazy because they try to claim actual sizes and distances from looking at a thing, and then another one is the major telescopes. All you get is data sets. They just point it at a black spot and then get data sets and claim that, and then take license to make images of things that are just could be just totally computer generated data sets.
Yeah.
You know, it's dumb.
Weisskopf actually said a good thing here. I can create a mathematical formula for Superman flying. Does that make Superman real? No, it does not. And that's exactly how the astronomers work. They create.
Yes, he is.
They create.
Don't tell me Superman's not real. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean, he has to be real. He goes and visits Santa Claus every December there at his North Pole. Come on.
The North Pole at the top of the globe.
Yeah, how else is he gonna go and visit? How else is Superman gonna visit Santa Claus if he can't fly?
Exactly.
I mean, he has to have a anti-gravity suit, and I mean, we worked out the math to have that anti-gravity suit, so it does make him fly.
I don't know. I think his flight is an extension of his strength. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he creates energy. Remember, he doesn't transform it or transfer it. He literally creates energy, guys. He's above the first law.
He does.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
There's a hole at the North Pole where you can go in. You know, what has baffled me is that so many people, how many people believe that and how they shove away centuries of scientific research. What I also find fascinating is, for instance, the Hollow Earth conspiracy theory was actually a valid scientific theory.
Whoa! Hollow Earth theory was actually a valid scientific theory. Where was Hollow
See
Earth?
that at all.
Where was the science? If it was valid, then why are they still punting a globe and not hollow theory then? If it's valid, that means it's a proven scientific theory. That means it's gone through the whole scientific process. It cannot be a scientific theory unless it's actually gone through the whole scientific process of being valid. And so, what happened that they're not pushing this then? Have you guys ever traveled to the center of Earth before? I mean, I think they had a problem with the the borehole there in Russia, that they couldn't go more than 8 miles, but they get this and it was somehow validated.
Yeah, the only time I went to the centre of the earth was when I watched the movie. That's it. Journey to the Centre of the Earth.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I watched number 2 as well. Not bad.
Yeah.
Didn't they
But
say
yeah,
the center's super ionic or not molten iron?
Yeah, it keeps changing though. They can't make up their mind what it is because they have to keep it magnetic. And no matter how they're trying to keep it magnetic, it creates problems for the rest.
I think they made up the story about Uranus passing gas once a day too. I think that's a conspiracy.
It was a stinky. That's a good one.
tongue in cheek.
But I wonder if we can find how it was scientifically. I know Werner von Braun and the Nazis actually tried to prove the Hollow Earth theory at a stage, though.
Might as well be hollow.
That is actually quite interesting.
Who
They
cares?
they literally
Yeah, it would be.
tried to send rockets up to see if they could how can I put it, go from Germany to hit it straight into Australia by just going straight up. But they were still useless with their rockets at that stage, and the first one only went like 10 feet or something, and the second one went higher up, but it just ended up going into nothing and just veering off and exploding. So they ended up leaving
At Hollow Earth, you would have line of sight to everything. If your eyes could resolve it, obviously, you'd have line of sight to absolutely everything, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, if we can see the moon, don't you think we would be able to see Australia above us then? Or in my case,
Exactly.
Europe. I should be able to see you, Michael, and guys there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's right. You're walking anti-football to us, aren't you?
The fundamental problem with making claims about the lights in the sky, other than angular size relationship and angles to the horizon, but beyond that, there's no way to know for sure. You have to handle a thing to know its size and its composition. It looks like stuff, you know.
Yeah,
That's as far as it goes.
exactly. 50 votes, guys. The elite control the narrative. 61% yes, no 39%. It's quite a telling poll. Yeah, let's carry on.
About 200 years ago, and it was also the basis of Jules Verne's novel Journey to the Center of the
we
Earth.
just spoke
of course.
about that.
But now, yeah, we really should know better. To me, it reflects a complete disregard of what we know for a fact from science.
Yeah, what do you know for a fact from science, though? I don't see how they had it as a valid scientific fact. I mean, if it was scientifically validated, why would it be? It can't be disproven, because that's what science is: cause and effect. How did they even have cause and effect for Hollow Earth?
It's a category error again too.
It is, yeah. But I can't. Yeah.
Science, they just stick science on out, don't they? So people just think, oh, it's science.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Hey, Spuddy, good to see you. I still don't see. I mean, so far I haven't seen him actually explain why it's conspiracies, though. And it still boggles my mind how he could be claimed to be a conspiracy theorist researcher or what?
It looks like he's politely doing an hit piece on conspiracy theories.
Probably. Probably someone just paid him to do this and say he has to claim that he's a expert in conspiracy theories. Hey, Jim, at your one bet? Yeah.
These are the sort of things that push for people to see, do you know what I mean? That stops people looking into things.
Hey, Spooky November. Is Flatwood just making up stuff about Hollow Earth or what? No, I'm not. Why would I make stuff up about an idiotic, non-proven claim? It's definitely not Hollow Earth, Spooky. Why would I make anything up about it?
That would be very spooky if it was, that's for sure.
Okay, let's go.
You know, there's always something mysterious about conspiracy theories. Many explanations that involve conspiracy theories say it's a response to fear, it's a frightening situation. I think there's also another element to that. It's also, you know, a conspiracy theory can also be like an exciting novel or like a thriller or like a detective.
See, I don't even think this guy knows what a conspiracy theory is. Literally what he's saying has got nothing to do with conspiracy theories.
It's par for the course because they usually don't make sense. These anti people, just anti-reality people, they usually just make stuff up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like he's just pulling out any words there with novels and things, so it sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Because you think about it, if you have any ordinary person watching him now, they don't really know what a conspiracy theory is, and they're going to say, oh no, this guy, he's an expert, remember? Appeal to authority. Because he's an expert, he's claimed to be an expert, therefore he knows what he's talking about. He says Flat Earth is a conspiracy theory, so therefore it has to be. Tony Whitcomb, Flatzoids perspective. Are you really standing 90 degrees to me in England? I freaking hope not. You on a downward trajectory to me unless gravity is in all vectors. Hey Godzilla, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Adam Meekin, Uranus opens...
If he's laying down...
Imagine that, Tony. You can throw your wrench to me and I'll catch it. How's that sound? Uranus opens and closes every day to let out solar wind, according to the scientists. Are they just trolling now? Yes, they have to be trolling. I agree, Adam. They have to be. Akamvaris, thank you for coming. And Akamvaris says that's appeal to motive, Flatwood. No, that's not appeal to motive, it's fact. There's no motive here. Did I give a motive or am I just literally telling you how it is? What motive did I even give a motive, guys?
See if Aiken wants to come on and talk about NASA for a minute.
Oh yeah, guys, speak of tomorrow night, having Alan Nostrand on, we're going to be talking about the moon landings. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And Alan
Brilliant.
Nostrand,
One of my favorite topics. One of my favorite.
yeah, and Alan Nostrand has awesome content on his channel that's got to do with the moon landings and stuff, so definitely excited about
Excellent.
that. And then next week, I think the last one was voted perspective, and hopefully I'm going to have Gleam on when we talk about perspective. So that's going to be quite exciting. Or what he's thinking. Akamvaris, we didn't say what he's thinking. We're saying what he's doing. That's not appealing content. If we're saying he thinks this is what's going on, that is appealing to... I mean, what? That's also, do you guys realize the Globers don't even know how the fallacies work? I've realized it. I mean, a lot of the time they come and say, oh, you're just gaslighting or you straw man, but they don't even know what the hell those fallacies are. They just pop it out. Okay, let's go. A sort of who done it, and I think that also sort of. Okay.
Sort of a whodunit. And I think that also sort of explains the appeal to them also among people who may not even believe in them, because people who don't believe conspiracy theories also tend to find them fascinating, or like to read about them, or like to hear about them. So yeah, I think that can explain the draw of these theories among such a wide audience. So
Okay, so that's what he's actually saying. He's saying it's a appeal to people that find it interesting. So to some people it's fear-based, if that's what I'm taking out, and some it's just exciting, and some just literally want to have it that way because it's based on their belief. Is that what he's trying to say, or am I understanding that wrong?
Oh, I can't tell what he's trying to say. I'm not sure.
Because that's how I'm finding it, what he's trying to... It's like he's trying to link it to Flat Earth this way by saying some people are just drawn to it because of these reasons.
When things have support and interest you, and then yeah, it's the interest. It's what people want to do. So there's something going on there, yeah.
Yeah.
I can speak about my subjective perspective about it, but that's, you know, I'm not going to imply I can conjure thoughts and things.
Yeah.
Just try to use a common denominator that doesn't actually work, that doesn't actually get them there at all. Do you know what I mean? But in his own mind, it will, I suppose.
So yeah, the only one actually appealing to motive is this guy, because he's literally saying why people become conspiracy theorists. So he's appealing to motive, Virus.
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
some conspiracy theories, can be, relatively, they always have an impact. Let me put it this way. But I think some conspiracy theories that go widespread can have an actual impact, and not always for the better. What we believe drives our behavior. That belief may be true, a belief may be false, but what we believe drives what we do. And to give you an example, if a belief such as that vaccines cause autism and pharmaceutical industries conspire to hide the evidence for...
Okay, obviously we're not going to be able to talk about that subject.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
We definitely got our opinions on that. But yeah, we cannot talk about that, unfortunately. And I have to pause it here, otherwise it's going to be red flagged. Okay, so just so you guys have to know, we are quickly pausing it just to talk and give you...
I'm not a doctor, so I'm not...
Yeah, we can't give any medical...
doctors here.
Yeah, can't give any medical information. If you want that information, you can always go to another platform where you're allowed to talk about it. But you're not allowed to.
That if that goes mainstream, and it has gone mainstream actually, this can have devastating effects.
But that makes me wonder, why can people like this actually talk about it?
Yeah, he can.
He can? Does he get flagged for it? No, he doesn't.
No, I was wondering that myself. I was really wondering that myself, how they can get away with it, because, I mean, I know that Arwen had a strike for it, do you know what I mean? And he didn't even mean what he was saying. It was just a flippant comment, you know what I mean? That was it, you know?
So yeah, we do not talk
Gotta
about
move
this,
on.
guys. I hope he's
We
not
gotta
going to
move
talk about
on.
it more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Passport, the section and everything, it's just not good for us.
Yeah. So guys, I just have to state again, we are not medical electricians. We're not giving any medical advice here. This is this guy's own opinions that he's talking about this. Okay.
Lots of parents who don't get their child vaccinated, and we now actually see in various.
Okay. I don't really want to. We don't need to see what he's talking about. The VIX. Okay. Let's go.
He's not a doctor, and that's nonsense because he's not
Exactly.
a doctor.
Yeah, he's not
We're
a
not
doctor.
doctors.
He literally said in the beginning he's a conspiracy expert or something. So I don't know why he's talking about this though, because, yeah. Okay, let's carry on.
Consequences of that aren't always necessarily good.
Okay, so that was it, guys. That was the first video.
Yeah, to flat Earth is not a science question. That's not the question. There's measurements and there's natural law and there's a lot of things that support Earth not moving, being contained, and level. So
Yeah.
that's what the geometry we've been given has been discredited entirely.
Yeah.
There's really no debate about that at this point.
Actually, hi Captain Caveman, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Okay. Yeah, 57 votes. The lead control the narrative. Yes, 61%. No, 39%. So this is about the Rothschilds, obviously, and the families. You know, all the rich elite families. So this goes more in line with the elite control the narrative. I think, yeah. You guys ready for that one? So yeah, what do we wait before we go on? What do we take what that guy just spoke about actually?
Money.
I mean, if I had to explain what the guy just tried to explain, he literally just tried to take and give people motive on why they become conspiracy theories, as he puts it, theorists, and say just lasso flat Earth into it. Did you notice he didn't actually give any information about the flat Earth there? He just literally just said "and flat Earth" all the time.
Yeah.
He didn't give
It
one.
implies
Describing the definition of something, but the definition that he's describing is wrong. I don't want to go too much into what he's saying, but yeah, he's describing something that he thinks is what he's describing, but it's not actually. It's actually something else.
Yeah.
Or a big smoke screen, you know?
Yeah.
well, he never really got into any detail on flat Earth other than the two words. So
Yeah, and putting the and
Yeah,
just showing
yeah,
it on
that as
screen.
well.
Yeah, and just showing it on screen. So that's what I say. That's how they manipulate the audience. You can say they literally leading them. They it's a sort of almost like a mind control. You just planting it in the people's minds without them realizing, because they're just subtly bringing it in just by showing images of the so-called flat Earth and just literally just stating it here and there. So then
Yeah,
a
better suggestion sort of thing.
So a person watches it and they automatically in their mind it gets engraved. Oh, but this is now linked to these very bad, traumatic kind of things with conspiracy theories. You understand? Hey, Owen, good to see you. And that's exactly what mentalists do. That's what mentalists do. They literally plant it as like almost a seed, subliminally in your mind, and then you do the rest. You're watering it. It's a magic trick.
Most normies watch movies and do these sort of things, so a lot of the narrative coming from that direction is that this sort of, or the way that we see Earth is just absurd. There isn't a serious comment regarding it. Basically, it's like comedy or something, or it becomes slapstick comedy sort of thing.
Yeah.
In the mainstream narrative because of all what Bill Nye has said. I mean, it goes back to like the 80s and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of support just in the emotional side of it. And then belief is strong in people. Belief can cause people. It took me time to get over believing in like the age of the earth and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, especially because you've been brought up from a young age, where it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah. I mean,
entwined
it was
into you.
when they put that imagination in your brain by hijacking it with memes in a book, like perspective being the same thing. It's orthographic, these sort of things. They screw us up with all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because when I was younger, I totally believed in a creator, totally believed in God, but believed in evolution because I was taught at school. But I couldn't combine the two. I couldn't understand how they both work together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I made my own version of things, but yeah, I assumed it like the Big Bang was God caused that, and then everything had an order to be in, and that it was going to work itself out to where we're here today, and he knew the time or whatever. But there's no support. That's all imagination based on a belief on what I was told. It's all a bunch of mumbo jumbo until you try to put your idea down on paper. Then you start being able to critically analyze, because you just free float in your brain. You can sometimes maybe miss the details that are important.
Yeah. Yeah, like to me, Southwick says, it's a hypnosis brainwashing. That's exactly.
Yeah, it's hypnotic brainwashing is what they did, yeah.
Yeah. Godzilla says, is the existence of God truth or conspiracy theory? The existence of God is truth. It's fact. It's shown every day. The mere fact you are able
Information
to...
itself.
Yeah, the information on everything that's so complex shows the creator.
Yeah, and which path it shows that, there's, it's definitely created, man. I mean, just the fact there's energy and matter and space and time, everything leads back to a creator, time even.
Look at it this way.
Yeah, even in nature shows a designer without a doubt. Nothing in nature couldn't not be designed.
Look at a single cell, and then have them organized in such a way to make organs that are going to interreact, and then also like the soil and the microbiome and how the whole life cycle happens, like the way that rain happens. It's brilliant, man. I mean, the gas goes up, recondenses due to temperature, forms clouds, creates rain. It's just a brilliant.
There's purpose. Yeah, there's purpose. There's definitely purpose. The Big Bang in evolution, there's no purpose. It's all just chance. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it works like that at all.
See, that's why I like bringing up the first law of thermodynamics of the Big Bang. We all live in a natural world. We are confined to natural laws. You literally need supernatural being to create that natural law to exist. So with the Big Bang, even with that, it would first have required a supernatural intervention, because where did that dense matter and everything just come from? Someone had to place it there. So you require someone to be out of natural law for that to happen, which would be the creator, God. You understand? Now, God can create anything out of nothing. He probably created himself out of nothing. That's why he's supernatural. With nature, you need something to be there to be able to have something off of it. Like the first law of thermodynamics, nothing can be created or destroyed.
Flatzoid?
Yeah.
Real quick, this existence could be made separate from an existence God we don't even have the potential to understand.
Exactly.
We were created not to be able to. So like God could have made this whole existence from his existence into this existence, but not violate the first law still, but still maintain the first, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There could be, I don't want to post what God did and how he did it out as a thing. I don't think that's, well, he created it, but
God creates laws, God's outside.
Yeah, I mean, it had to have a beginning, because there would have been entropy increase with no beginning. There had to be a beginning for our energy.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, with the first law, energy cannot be created or destroyed, so it was already there. Then it can only be transferred or transformed. Now, how did the energy get there if there was no creator to give it there? It's the same as the ontological primitive.
You know that law of the Flatzoids, that's like that's our thinking, men's thinking. We don't know how far out of that kind of thinking God is.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's supernatural, so
I
the
mean,
nature doesn't have to be. He's not confined. He created natural law.
Yeah. We say like law of thermodynamics, matter can't be created. You know what I mean?
But that's what I say.
But how do we know that that's not the case for God? Like, you know what I mean?
No, that's what I say. God is supernatural. Natural law doesn't. It's like, let's put it this way. If I build a computer, I create the programs in the computer. The computer has to do the boundaries that I've set to it. The computer cannot go beyond as what I've set the boundaries on the computer to be. You understand? So I'm above the natural capabilities of the computer. Just like God created nature, we are set to the limits of nature. God is above those limits because He created those limits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't.
That's why I like
I'm not disagreeing.
That's why I love the ontological primitives, where you walk by a beach and you see a sandcastle. Did that sandcastle come by itself out of chance? Or was there a creator who created that sandcastle? There's only two options. And which is the more logical deduction? Obviously, someone had to make that sandcastle. It didn't just happen out of nowhere by chance. Because that is not observed ever in nature. Oh.
You know what I think is an obvious conspiracy is them hiding the flood. I think the flood really, there's a lot of evidence to support it.
That's also very true. And the people don't like it when you bring up the flood. Because then they literally just say straight, oh no, there's no evidence for the flood. There's no evidence for the flood. And they just ignore every single thing that shows the evidence for the flood, like the corrosion and the dating and stuff. But they'll still take carbon dating as a fact, even though it's been shown to be so wrong in so many aspects. But they'll just take it because it supports their narrative, even though it shows to have been wrong.
Well, they use the layers as though they're time, and they're not. They're just evidence of the flood.
Yep.
That's what happens. Stratification. When you're trying to pan for gold, you're stratifying, just like what happened on Earth with the stratification of the soil.
I mean, look at even the Grand Canyon. Even look at the Grand Canyon. That had to be immense levels of water to carve those out there. Immense.
It wasn't so much a carve-out situation. It was the sediment that was left behind solid as the water rushed off. So the sediments were all a slur. Like if you have them in a cylinder with water and you shake it with sands, that'll make layers if you leave it alone. That's what happened. Things froze in layers. There's vertical trees through the layers. The layers are due to the water.
Yeah.
The water, it makes the soil to the point where, like, if you were in the soil and the water, you would sink probably, because it's like shaking it, you can see it with a graduated cylinder that's clear and put earth materials in it and then put water in it and shake it and leave it set. If you just dig and put it in there and put water in there and shake it good for like 10 minutes and then leave it sit for an hour, you'll see stratification right away, every time.
I've got a video up from Captain Caveman. If you guys haven't already, do subscribe to Captain Caveman. He's also got an awesome channel with some great things on. Thank you for bringing this. Is this actually you, or do you want us to go through it, Captain? Let us know. And yes, Godzilla, there is definitely evidence for a global flood. And it's not global, by the way, just a world flood. Just to let you know. Correct you.
Yeah, flood.
But maybe we should do a stream on that sometime. The flood. I think that can be quite an interesting subject.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's interesting. There's a lot of support to say it was a flood.
Yeah.
That is an interesting topic.
Fossils that dig up to prove it flood.
There's so much fossils that showed they literally died instantly with avalanches and stuff.
Why do they find fossils of animals fighting and animals eating other things? Because they were covered in mud and water instantly.
Yeah, was it
That's
like
how fossils
instantaneous?
can be made. That's by being in that earth layer where I'm talking about them when the stratification's happening. They're getting shook down because they're heavier. The heavier things are going to the bottom. Birds and everything would have been high unless they were stuck down on something.
Yeah, look like when
But-
an avalanche happens or something, or a mudslide.
Every animal has a specific mass too, and you find them layering in that in order with that.
The found trees that are growing straight up, covered in layers and layers and layers. I mean,
Vertical through the
that.
strata. Yeah, the strata is due to that earth shaking thing I'm talking about. When the water gets so into the earth, and there would have been a lot of turbulence. You know, I'm sure God made it that happen that way, so it.
Yeah.
What we see is what we see.
Water from under it. Not water didn't just come from when the opened windows of heaven. It also come from under earth, and all earth broke up.
Yeah.
Earth's a lot different now to what it was pre-flood.
Definitely.
Have you guys know what I mean by stratify, right? When
Yeah.
I say shaking with water and making layers,
Yeah,
that's what.
A bit like
That's what happened.
I think let's do a stream on this sometime. We can all bring some evidence of the flood and everything, and then we can even get some Glober that wants to come on and give evidence against the flood if they want to. I think that can be quite good. So anyway, Captain Caveman says we can play this video. Are you guys interested to play in this? Can you see?
Yeah.
In Dante's Inferno, Satan is portrayed as a giant demon with 3 faces and a pair of bat-like wings, affixed under each chin. This is interesting.
Regarding NASA and the Globert in Dante's Inferno.
I might have to download it, guys. I think that's going to be better. Let's just talk amongst ourselves while I quickly download it. Alt. Whew.
Yeah,
There's,
but looking at things and trying to make factual claims that, like, the astronomy, astrophysics, all that sort of thing is such. It's on its face. It's made up. I mean, they have to. You know, that's a topic that's really. I don't see how people can logically defend it
I don't know.
as science when you're just looking at things.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
there's no animals turning into the animal fossils. You know what I mean? There's no evidence for it at all.
No. And every bit, I think everything's made up regarding. Well, not everything about fossils,
stuff
but
for you.
regarding the D word guys and
Yeah.
creatures. Yeah, I don't think that stuff was ever real either.
Okay, I got the video downloaded if you guys want to watch. Let's see, we got
Yeah, I'll watch.
78 votes already. The lead, 78 votes. The lead control the narrative. 50% yes. Okay, now it's 49% yes, 41% no. 79 votes. So we've got some Globers coming in now, guys. Thank you all for coming. Professor Dave, he can't debunk his shoelaces. That's a good one, Spuddy. By the way, guys, not the Professor Dave is still running away from me, and Simon and Dan. Both of them are still running, even though I said they can hold each other's hands to come and debate me.
They only want to debate flat earthers who I'm dubious about.
Yeah. They only want to debate flat earthers that act as flat earthers.
Yeah.
Some stuff for you regarding NASA and the Globert in Dante's Inferno. Very famous, you know, Dante Inferno. Everyone played Devil May Cry, the video game. Satan, what we call the demon lord, is portrayed as a giant demon with 3 faces and a pair of bat-like wings affixed under each chin. You can find this on Wikipedia. Nothing special under popular culture. So that's the Globert, the blue marble.
Yeah, this
thing
is something that Captain Caveman puts on a lot. He shows if they invert the images, it gives a lot of cult symbolism and demon faces. I don't know if people have actually realized this. Even in all their art, it literally, when it's inverted and stuff, it gives these demon faces.
There's one at Space Force logos, and when you turn that upside down, it looks like that Baphomet.
Yep. That's what it said. It's literally in your face kind of thing.
have the 3 faces there, if you can see it. So once you put the two globes together, and you have the whole eye, nose, and lips and chin, and this is what you get once you take out the rest of the thing, so you can actually see.
And I mean, the Bible does literally say that the earth is Satan's domain, so he's the god of this world, Satan. So it's amazing that you would have space agencies like NASA and so forth paying homage to their actual god. You understand?
If you wanna back that up in scripture, look when Satan took Jesus into the wilderness and he offered him all kingdoms of the world.
Mm-hmm.
If you bow your knee to me.
Exactly. That's why heaven and earth will fade away, but God's word will never. That's why there will be a new earth, as the Bible says. Because this earth is corrupted.
What they put via the IT software, computer science, computer software in their blue marble, which is not the earth.
Flat Sabbath, caveman's videos will give you flashbacks.
Globe seen from space, but it's a 3D CGI made environment. And again, with the thing with the bats, I've told you before that the continents and everything else do like a bat wing, so you have the human body with the horns, and then that's how the bat wings.
You can see
not
the
as
Batman.
cool as
See that?
Batman from the comics and the movies, but I hope you understand. And again, the red thing is the snake tongue.
Chevron.
Imagine a snake head there, and the white circle, that's why it has like a head going to the tail, the Ouroboros,
It's biting the
which
tail.
again, it's something I'm not going to go into detail because pretty much all of you know what the Ouroboros is, especially if you read Sanskrit texts from India, you will know so much. And just to point out, again, next time, whenever people laugh and they say flat earthers, why do you laugh at people by telling?
Yes, Godzilla, they're all CGI. I'm glad you're realizing that they are CGI and not actual photos of Earth. So that's a good start. That's why it's called art, an artist rendering. That is why it is like it is. If you invert it, it creates the Baphomet or Satan in this case. Because they're paying homage to their god.
Flat earthers, we're just telling you what the reality is. So this is the real stuff. It's reality. It is what it is. There's the messages. We're not conspiracy theorists. We're just telling you what there is, and that's it. You don't have to hate us. I mean, if you hate us, you hate yourself. So, and I'm not even that. I don't even like the word flat earther. I like the word realist human being. Realist in the real world. Take care.
Yeah. Hey Kevlar, thank you for your $9 super chat. Thank you very, very, well, $10 super chat. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to more of your debates. Also, shout out to Jeff Cassett. Yeah, no, thank you very much. I appreciate all you guys that do send super chats and support this channel financially. It's you guys that help me to get this to go further. Thank you very, very much. Really do appreciate it again, Kevlar. Thank you. And yeah, I did let FTFE know, Lumpy, that you want to debate him, so we must just set up a time and a topic. So if you you still want to do that?
If you want me to, I will.
Oh,
I want to be able to know, what I want to know is if I'm being muted on his stream. I want to know that right
well,
away.
you should be able to
Not
see
like
that.
later, not later on or whatever. I want
Live.
to know right away.
Yeah, don't worry. We got a lot of people that can actually go on and actually check that, and they can let us know if it's...
Yeah, that's about the most important part, is if I can finish ideas. I don't really care what the topic is, and I don't care if he makes money that much.
Yeah.
I don't really like the guy. I don't want to help him, but whatever. I'll help you.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, because it would be on this channel, and obviously he's going to stream on his channel then. Because I'm always skeptic to know what they present to their side. You understand? Because you're busy.
Oh,
here.
I've been told that they cut people off regularly.
Yeah, they don't show it exactly how it is.
Yeah, they pause it. They mute
If you
it.
go and watch Refracted Philosophy's debate with Toon, and then go
It's
and watch
probably
it
a team of people, dude.
go and watch it on Toon's channel, and he's talking over him and all sorts.
Yeah,
Mute their audio so it's not coming through the speaker, and then talk like nothing was being said. That sort of thing. I want to know that real. So there needs to be two streams going to one person who can identify if something's different happening between the two at the real time.
I think
They like to keep.
In a timestamp, even when it cut, that would be good.
You know what?
Because I'd like to be able to throw them being dishonest on that level. That would be good.
You know what I think we'll do?
That would be the biggest thing I'd be wanting to do.
We'll set up a sort of a referee, like an arbiter of truth, that will monitor both streams at
I would
the same
trust
time.
Michael.
Yeah.
But who the heck knows?
Don't vote me into it.
if we can, yeah, right. If we can limit the time, or something of it, make it about. I would like to make the topic the horizon.
Horizon, okay, I'll let him know.
And how in the heck they can measure something that's apparent and get an actual dimension.
Okay.
And how they're trying to equate naked eye observations with our Nikon P900 observations, because that's non sequitur. They don't have the capabilities we have. Their claim is supported by capabilities limited by the naked eye.
Yeah. Okay,
So they don't have the claim we have.
I'll let him know then that we want to talk about the horizon and stuff. Then we'll just set up a date, and like I said, then we can get referees. They can have a referee from their side as well.
We got to know if he's cutting the audio. That's the most important part, that their audience hears the audio.
It means somebody watching it on Greg's channel, doesn't it? That's what it means.
Yeah, you need someone
volume
watching it on their
sensors. If
side.
I can have another device playing on a Wi-Fi and probably listening to his scream, and then I would know right away myself.
Yeah.
I could put an earbud in and use the Bluetooth on one phone, and the other one can, be playing loud enough for me to hear through the headphone.
Yeah,
The other one I'd be talking to myself.
But we can organize something like that.
I don't trust these people. They're not trustworthy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna go with the video. But I'll let him know though. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, if they show they're being dishonest like that, then
It's valuable to catch it.
I mean, because I've seen a lot of the time, they actually proud of being dishonest and deceitful. Literally, they brag about it.
They do, I guess. Yeah, they do. So they have. Yeah.
And eventually that's going to catch up to them, because when they do just find the right person that's not going to just be a blind faith believer, you can say, that will wake up and they'll see, oh, listen here, why am I actually following someone that is so dishonest? Because think about 90% of their followers are literally just following them because of cognitive dissonance. They want to keep their faith. That's it. It's not because they want truth. They know that they're being dishonest, but they keep it because they want to keep their faith. Okay, let's carry on with the video. Oh, before we can. Hey, Faciality, thank you for your $2 super chat. Really, really do appreciate it. Santa, Satan, NASA, all the same. 100%, yep. It's amazing how they all actually spell the same words. Except, NASA, but that's part of it. Is they put Nasat?
Christmas is a good conspiracy, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, if
But
you think
guys
about
are
it,
closer to the original
if you
Yule
think
logs,
about
right?
it, guys,
In Britain.
Santa is a conspiracy theory because it's two or more parties lying about it to deceive. You understand? So when you are, let's say, talking, when you're lying to your children about Santa Claus, which is actually Satan, guys. Santa Claus is based on Satan, by the way. You are a conspiracy theorist. You are literally deceiving your children about the existence of Satan, of Santa, in other words, because he doesn't exist. But that's why at this household we don't actually celebrate Christmas. We just celebrate it as gift giving day.
Yeah. But biggest conspiracy is right. Christmas ain't Jesus Christ's birthday.
Oh yeah, no, they
Yeah,
they
but
they literally moved the birth of Jesus to Christmas
Uh,
Day.
like kids
Yeah.
and that, all they can think about is how many presents they're getting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, it really screwed it up for me. That turned it shallow
Yeah,
as a child.
and it's cloaked onto the Christians and the Catholics and all that as it's the birth of Jesus, but it's not. And they see it as an awesome day because of that, but they were literally lied to. That's the day, and it's not the day.
Know the day, but I think there's some hints that of the season it was, and I don't think it was that.
I think if you look on the Hebrew calendar, it's something like the 11th of September.
it's more around September time, I think. Shepherds were in fields with the sheep. They have bad winter, don't they, around December time. So
I mean by season.
there's a few ways you can find out that it's not December 25th.
Yeah. Okay, I think we should carry on. How many times have you heard that NASA is like a religion? Quite a few times. We say it a lot.
But that's also part of
Yeah.
conspiracy as well, isn't it? Like NASA were founded by Satanists.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, think about all the ex-Nazis that actually worked on the Apollo missions and everything.
I've heard. I don't know that for sure what happened, but Warner von Braun was said to be involved in occult stuff too, but I can't verify that. I'm not going to get into the details of why I claim it.
They have a, I think
I'm
they
not
have a
really
picture.
claiming it.
I think they had a picture
It's
of
not
one.
Thule Society or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the
But
Vatican
really-
changed times and laws. That's why they work with the Gregorian calendar, Gematria. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Owen, he does have that kind of sound. It's Captain Caveman's channel, Owen. Illis G, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Kan nie nee sê vir dit nie. Oh, dankie. My wife made some awesome chocolate cake, so you guys are going to have to excuse me.
You're lucky.
My wife makes a killer chocolate cake. Oh,
So that's a good wife.
yo. No, really, guys, if you want to taste cake, you have to taste my wife's cake.
Just push it at the microphone thing on your device, right? It'll come through the cord,
I'll just email it to you guys. I'll take a photo and email it to you. How's that?
right?
See here when they inverted how it makes the inversions. Look at that. Baphomet. You can see it clearly. Now why is that possible? And he's got a lot of these videos on his channel, guys. Definitely well worth it. If you guys haven't already, do subscribe to Captain Caveman. It's very demonic. Well, you might not think just a coincidence. Let's check it out.
Yeah, Baphomet had boxing gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
He was ready to fight. Do you think? Because like, you ever heard, like back in the day where there's this like, the club that's gonna like try to take out the Christians at some point, like that's the main goal is to like get themselves strong enough just to like try to overnight wipe us out. You ever heard about that?
Yeah.
Like
Well, they do know. Ultimately, they have lost. They can't do anything, but they're gonna try everything they can.
yeah, that sort of thing.
to bring everybody down with them. That's why they're
Yeah.
going out their way to deceive.
You know, another thing, I think a lot of music is like not like all the love me do music and all that sort of stuff. I think was always directed at Lucifer, and like the crux of the problem sort of questions that come through music too. But I think it's like the choir section for Satan's army or something. I theorize that's the case.
I don't know if you guys ever looked into like when people claim they've sold their soul to the devil, you know, to become famous. That's actually a thing I also want to do a stream on sometime, maybe, or actually just a video. I want to do a documentary on it.
I believe so, yeah.
I mean, who was it? I think it was Beethoven or something, where there was a story that Satan came to visit him one night, and he said, "I'll make you famous and give you all the talent in the world if you just pledge your allegiance to me." And that's why he got all his talent. And then they say if you actually listen to how he got it, the demons taught him to play what he's playing. But there's a lot of these kind of things. I mean, even Bobby Brown, apparently, he was never actually a musician and stuff until he literally got visited by demons that taught him to play and taught him to become musically inclined. They taught him those songs. So that's actually quite interesting. We should actually look into that sometime.
Oh, there's the Crossroads, which is like openly, admittedly, that sort of an agreement being made within that song. You know, I went down to Crossroads.
Yeah.
Crossroads Demon.
Yeah, and there's a lot of musicians that claim that that's kind of where the talents stem from, and the way that lyric writing comes out and stuff.
Get that, what's that? That guy now who blatantly says he sold his soul to the devil.
Yep. Hey, Jess Palmer, good to see you. Thank you for coming, Jess. Yeah, I mean, even the so-called celebrities today make jokes about it. They literally make
like album covers, and especially the metal scene. Like, that seems awful off-worldy, you know what I mean? The sort of evil stuff that they come up with.
Mm-hmm. That's the eyes and horns. But yeah, guys, do subscribe to Captain Caveman. Definitely well worth it if you do like these type of things. He brings out quite often, and funny enough, it's quite often that this comes out, that they can show this. So it's not like once in a blue moon. It's practically a lot. He's got a lot of videos showing this. Sun is 666 times brighter than Mercury. Very specific number, eh? Okay, still the music. I don't obviously want to play the music. There we go, this say Serpent's Tongue. You can also find the Oribus, an ancient symbol depicting a serpent or dragon eating its own tail. Now let's see what NASA means. National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Now we're going to reverse engineer original gematria to calculate the value of these words.
Ouroboros, everybody sees Ouroboros when your YouTube's buffering and that.
It's also true.
It is.
That's true.
It
I
is
mean,
Ouroboros.
yeah. I
In
mean,
everybody's face.
even Windows
Oh,
when it's
there's
when
loading
it's
up
on
on computer.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, Ouroboros, it's in everybody's face.
We should. I want to do a stream on gematria as well sometime. Also a very interesting thing. Because they think it's rubbish, but gematria actually has some very, how can I put it, strong reasoning when it comes to symbolizations and meanings to words. Look at that, 666, guys. That's why they say NASA is to deceive. And there's so much 666s in their narrative. It's not a coincidence. 666. Yep, there we go. And they're just saying that's saying A-OK. I remember when I was a rocker, we used to do that, and it's like supposed to say I love you, but it's not actually.
I find it hard how people don't see all the demonic side to reality, to be honest. It's everywhere.
Okay, let's see what they say here. Glowbusters, guys. Oh.
Right, upside down every way, but Sunday using
no.
CGI.
Sorry?
He's gonna get
Oh
us
no! No!
Oh,
They're
yeah.
gonna turn this in.
Let's see what they say.
Fakery, and it's ridiculous. Harnesses, green screen malfunctions, augmented reality. It's over the top. But this is basically.
Voice me might try and strike you.
Yeah, we can't play it right through, yeah, so we'll just stop it now and...
Yeah, don't make comments as often as needed.
Everything that's gone off, I could see.
Okay, we're not gonna show what they say, but anyway, they're just saying the same stuff. Let's see, blue marble, but what? Let's see what they say.
But then they're going to turn it upside.
Ah, no, it's still here, still their stuff. But there we go, it shows the same stuff. There we go, the Baphomet. Thank you, Captain Caveman. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. We wanted to show another video, did we not? Yes. Oh yeah, had it up here.
I'm gonna try and find the video for you. So
Awesome. We'll go on this one so long. But
I'm actually scared of. Find it, that is.
Yeah, I'm actually scared of playing this video though, because it is Universal Studios and stuff, and they have some. But anyway, it's about the Rothschilds. Showing the people, the Walton family, but I'm just not. Let's just try it.
Money, power, and influence aren't exactly very easy to come by. Believe me, it takes time, effort, and a healthy amount of under-the-table dealings to achieve these things.
Yep. And the Rothschilds have a lot of them. That's why they are seen as the elite. It would be amazing how they all of a sudden just rose to power from nothing, apparently. From the 1800s, they just became a power hungry, and I mean, they control most of the banks of the world, guys.
Or if you're lucky enough, you'll be born into a family that already has. Over the centuries, these particular families have managed to accumulate insane amounts of money.
A lot of money, guys. Sorry that I have to mute every few seconds. I do not want copyright strikes. So you're just going to have to bear with me. Sorry about that. So we'll have to talk more than what we're actually watching. Let's put it that way. But yeah, they literally do get a lot of amount of money, guys. I mean, their net worth is what, over $400 billion or something?
Hey, what do you think the payment coming from taxpayers to the interest on the debt is? Because that's all pocket money for the people who printed the dollar.
Yep.
At this point, right now the base isn't the interest like 4 something, so that's on all the money ever printed, so all the dollars.
Yeah, but I mean, think about like the Rothschilds. They literally loaned money to countries. That's how much money they got.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not normal.
What?
That's not normal.
Yeah.
So you think they have no leverage over anything if they are literally got government lending money from them, governments? I mean, yeah. And not to mention, remember all the satanistic parties they've had in the... They're not shy about that. They literally had in-your-face satanistic parties. I think it was in the 70s or something.
Yeah.
Let's actually see.
Dolly was there. There was a bunch of the celebrities of like Europe and America wearing cages and things. Just weird.
Check it out. This was the Rothschilds parties. Hey, thank you, Faciality. Another $2 super chat. Thank you very much. The globe is Satan's greatest deception. No contest. That is so true. That's why the people push the globe, because at the end of the day it comes to self-worship.
perception. I think the globe is there to hijack imagination and implant lies in the imagination of things that are obviously inverse to reality.
Yeah.
And in so doing, be able to create a way of learning and understanding that can be based in imagination.
Mm-hmm. The Rothschilds dynasty. I would have hated to have been born into the Rothschild. I mean, imagine you get born into that, then you automatically just stuck with all those curses and I don't know. I mean, if you see interviews from Satanists or ex-Satanists or even children that's been born into Satanist families. I mean, I'm talking about the hectic occult Satanists where they actually do rituals and sacrifices and stuff. The things that some of them had to go through. It's insane. And the people still somehow just sweep it under the rug and say, no, it's fake, they're lying or whatever.
That's the media not giving it attention.
Yeah.
The mainstream. So some documentary would have come out about events that occurred and who the players were in it and what the situation was. But then the only people keeping it from being able to be talked about and cared about are the media. Mm-hmm. Again, the biggest problem just about, including books and newspapers and magazines and airtime on the television and all that, because they're basically all conspiring to keep it from being known.
Yeah. Let's see, where's the chats? Must I download it? Oh, it's 43 minutes long.
It's one small step for man.
You have to download it.
Sorry?
You'll have to download it.
Do you think so? It's like 43 minutes long.
Oh, jeez.
Do you want us to sit
Well,
here
you
till
don't
1
have to
o'clock
actually
tomorrow
download
morning?
it, but
Do you want us to... Yeah?
it's got some old stuff in it, like.
Remember, tomorrow night, guys, moon landing with Alan Nostrand.
One giant leap.
Yeah, no, that's not studio at all.
Right.
Oh, I guess you want to do it again.
Wow. Okay, let me put that mute. Well, that just plays that. One giant turd for mankind. Yep. Heaven-bound trucker. 444. He doesn't have a big channel though.
So gentlemen, let's see.
I'm gonna
just
actually
how
like and
evil
subscribe.
NASA is. First
He's
off,
had about 5 channels took down.
Really?
I say, Flatzoid, I sent him your work on Artemis, so he's a
you told me,
good egg. I do a live, I sit in on a live thing Sundays too. You should come just say hi and introduce yourself. It's
Michelle Frost.
Yeah, Michelle Frost. Yeah. You should just come in there and just say, hi, I'm Flatzoid.
I've been in, it's always late for me, but I know Chuck.
What time is his streams though?
For me, it starts at 6:30 or 7 at night, which would be like 3 in the morning for you, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's about 12, 1 o'clock for me, so till late for you folks.
Maybe when I'm awake sometime. maybe
Okay, never mind.
maybe I can look on like a long weekend or it's a holiday, and I know the next day I'm not going to work. Then I can maybe look at that. That'll definitely.
Well, throw a comment at Chuck because he reads his stuff, and you just let him know he can use your video if he wants because I sent it to him. And that's when I asked you if I could. That was the person. Easier to have him on Chuck.
Okay, I'm gonna say, hey, Lumpy sent me. Watching.
Working together and trying to bridge these, because I think there's a lot of old-time flat earthers that have maybe more of the old information, the kind of like pre-19, pre 2018 sort of thing for me. I think they would really benefit by coming and paying attention for a little while, and I think that would be like possibly tens of thousands of people that would really appreciate.
Chuck was telling me he's got like an hard drive just full of all old videos, so he just re-uploads everything.
Yeah.
That's what he does. Like, but he's lost 3 or 4 channels.
Yeah, he's a good egg though. He's a Christian too. That's his primary purpose.
It's one small step for man.
Okay. I'm gonna put it a bit softer.
Bit loud.
Yeah. I'll put it softer. Okay, you guys ready? I think it's not too loud.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see just how evil NASA is. First, we're going to look at Earth's orbital speed around the sun. How fast does Earth move around the sun? 66,600 miles per hour.
Video.
Speed of the globe.
Sorry?
Your screen is scrolling down. I can't see the video.
No. Showing all fully on me.
Alright. I might be lagging too much.
Yeah, you might be lagging. Tell me when you can see it. But yeah, anyway, speed of the globe. 666. Curvature in 1 mile squared. 666.
Just play it anyway. I've seen it. So.
Okay. Axis tilt. 666.
Most people should have seen this stuff.
Oh yeah, this is old. Yeah. But the thing is, you get a lot of people that's new. You get a lot of people that's new to the flat Earth, and they don't really know this though, or they do know it and they just choose to ignore it. It's all just 666 everywhere, guys. The devil is in the details, as they like to say.
Orbit. Next, curvature in 1 mile squared. According to Pythagorean theorem, 0.67 feet of drop. 8 inches converted to feet is 0.66667.
Yeah, coincidence? I think not.
Feet. Curvature in 1 mile squared. Check. Earth's axial tilt.
Gematria Wombat, would you be interested to actually come on sometime and we can talk about Gematria sometime? I think it would be awesome if you want to come in and talk about it. Because I think you actually have a very extensive knowledge on Gematria. Let me know.
23.4. But when you take 23.4 and subtract it from 90, right angle,
666.
you get, believe it or not, 66.6.
Are they trying to say God is Satan? Because that's why I laugh when us get the globe believers that are Christians, but they believe the globe and all this nonsense. Because if you do show them this, they just literally just ignore it. They say you're talking rubbish.
It's devil's signature on everything, isn't it?
But remember, that's what I said earlier with the Bible. It's the world is it's Satan's world. He's the god of this world. He literally created the globe, guys. Satan created the globe. It's an invert of God's creation, the flat Earth.
Satan's known as the opposer, and heliocentrism is in exact opposition to God's creation.
Exactly. Just to know that he's in opposition and he literally does a 180 from everything that God knows. If you're a Christian, this should be the biggest red flag there is. And because of that, you should already know it's not a globe. If you're honest with yourself, you would know it's not a globe just based on that. You don't even need to worry about anything else. This is like when I say like McToon, he's supposed to be a Christian. But yet, this is what he defends. Odd.
Again, axial tilt confirmed. Now let's take a look at the Antarctic and Arctic circles. Oh, just like that. 66.6 degrees north and 66.6 degrees south.
Wow.
Finally tonight, she's out of this world. The current commander of the International Space Station about to break a big record tonight. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez.
They call it the Peggy factor. Mission Control's code word for the way Superstar...
I don't think he would actually give me copyright strikes or something, will he? I doubt it.
Who?
Chuck.
Oh, no.
No.
I don't think he owns this content.
Okay.
It was uploaded years ago by somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody knows who originally uploaded it. But you should be alright.
He won't. No.
Awesome.
But Chuck won't. Chuck's on. You should get Chuck on.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. And we still have to talk to Dave as well.
We've got a lot of people to talk to.
Can we maybe organise with Dave to talk next weekend?
I thought he's a busy man because there's a lot of channels that want him on.
Because he's one of the guys I definitely want on here as ASAP. Or maybe even next year is also fine. Because I'm only going to
going to anybody else is very telling.
Yeah.
That claim, yeah. Especially when the argument falls apart and there's nothing really presented.
Yeah. Because Dave, oh man, I would love him to get on here.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my goodness sakes, that'd be good.
Oh. Because I'm only going to still be streaming for another about 3 weeks for this year, and then obviously for the rest of the year it's going to be just premieres, and then I start streaming next year again. So it would be great if you can come on this year, otherwise next year's also fine. Start it off with a bang.
I think there certain people are on a no-touch list, and I think they have lists of people that are approved, okay, and then there's you and the other people who are definitely not okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's carry on with the video. But before we do, let's quickly look at the poll is saying. 112 votes. The elite control the narrative. 48% say no, yes, and 54% say no. The Globies have come in to vote, guys. But it's still very close. I'm actually also surprised about this poll. Because I thought the Globe guys are going to come in here and just say no, 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 no. So it's quite close.
Well,
yeah.
A lot of that sort of person would agree that the elite have too much control, but then they won't admit the connection.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Always gets the job done.
I love it up here.
Tonight, Commander Whitson making history with her record for any American. By the time she lands in September, her tally will be 666 days.
666 days in space.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Uh-huh. Very true. Oh, music. I don't know if I can play this part. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to mute the music part of it.
Yeah, just mute.
They're very finicky when it comes to music, guys.
The person playing that would be probably all right. He's a guy who's been banned out of YouTube too.
Okay.
That was an individual playing that. I know that little skitty dude.
Yeah, it's YouTube though, live streams, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember this. They love. See, this is all just based on augmented reality and stuff. Why do they have to go train in the buoyancy lab? Water. Oh, music as well. Okay. So he's not talking, so I'm just gonna play it like this without music. Look how uncomfortable that is, guys. How they literally have to lower them in the water with a rig. It's a glorified diving suit, and they have divers having to anyway help them around. Oh man. Yeah, and why do you have to have so much camera equipment under the water?
Can you post Chuck's link in chat?
Yeah, I'll quickly get it. Faciality, the Globe is Satan's greatest weapon for deceiving 96% of the world population. Everyone waking up to the flat earth would end his reign overnight. So guy, but okay, yeah, I'm gonna quickly get the link. Copy.
Sorry guys, I'm so unorganized tonight. My phone died and I had to wait for it to charge up a bit before I could get back on. I'm just not having any luck, am I?
No worries, mate. No worries.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's actually interesting if you take it like this. Remember, like the Bible says, waters below and waters above. And you see so much of, like, I mean, even that so-called astronaut that almost drowned in space. Do you think they actually go maybe to the waters above? Could be an interesting thought.
I mean, I've often thought that what is above, like the whatever containment we're in, whether it's a dome or whatever. I mean, I'm inclined to think there's some kind of water type medium up there. I don't know if it's like a super fluid or whatever, but I don't know if you can get to it. You know what I mean? I'm not sure, but I'm inclined to believe that there's water up there, especially from what I read in the Bible. I think that seems to support it, definitely. But I still can't be sure, obviously.
Thing is, in scripture though, it says that firmament separates the waters. So other we've got to know what weird firmament is. Other game fruit for it. Do you know what I mean? So it's out.
Separates the waters from the waters, isn't it? So it's like the waters above from the waters below. It's hard to work out, but I'm inclined to believe there's some kind of fluid up there, or some kind of super fluid or something. I don't know.
Could be.
Whatever super fluid is, yeah.
And nobody knows. And nobody knows the altitude. That would just be speculation. That's why when they come and say, "Oh, where is this dome? Where is your firmament?" Then you say, "But I don't know. We don't make the claim to know where it is."
Nobody's in no position to make any claims whatsoever, either whether it's a dome or an interdome.
Exactly. We just all we know is based on fact, we do have containment because we are breathing. Full stop. No claims about where it is, what it's made out of, what's above it, what's below it, whatever. Just that. We're literally saying, just based on the Bible, we are taught that the waters are above. And it just has weird parallels to why these guys train underwater. Yeah, 666. No, they're not Masons at all, guys. Not Satanists. These guys are all just... No, they're not liars. That's where I 100% agree with Nathan Oakley. All astronauts are liars. Because they never went to space.
Yeah. If anybody's in, no, it has to be them, doesn't it? Because they claim it, but to that fantasy place.
Absolutely.
I mean, think how devastating.
Like I said, I do believe nowadays you can be duped into believing you've been to space, but in the 60s, not so much. You know what I mean?
I think you can only be duped to a certain amount. I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, it's so easy to give them the augmented reality, and I mean that's why do you think they're pushing to the singularity these days? They want to implant chips in people's brains, so they're literally thinking they're going to places that they're not going to. Think about it. If you got a chip in your brain now, they can just load you up and say, oh, you guys are going to space. In the meantime, you're not. You're just a potato that's sitting in a lounge somewhere in a capsule. You understand? Like the Matrix. It's like the Matrix.
Scripture tells you that we're a temple of God and God resides in that temple if you believe in Jesus. And Satan can't do that, so he needs to chip people up in order to have that. He wants to be like God.
Yeah. It's all just inversions. Because
you love God that much, he was jealous of him.
Think about it, if you got that chip in your brain now and they just literally upwire data to your brain, you can automatically think you are going to space, to Mars or to Moon or whatever. In the meantime, you're just some vegetable sitting, withering away somewhere. Or they can transfer it and say, yeah, I've been to space, and you come back, in the meantime you haven't. Because they programmed you to believe it. But at the moment, the people that say they've been to space, they are lying 100% to you. They know it's not real. They know. There's no doubts about it. Because they've been called out time and time again showing their lie. I wonder if it's... still music. Oh yeah.
I think there might be
Oh,
quite a lot of you on it.
The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process.
Now let's go over the diameter of the moon. This is
Okay, yeah. First of all, how can you say we destroyed technology that literally consists of paper mache, tinfoil, and scaffolding? They destroyed that technology that took them literally 10 years to create. We've been 50 years and they still haven't taken anybody to the moon. Now they got the Artemis 1 that's unmanned, that's shown, it hasn't really gone to space, it's been shown fake time and time, just like we said it's going to be. And now they're having the so-called astronauts getting ready to go on Artemis 2. That's why I said, it's not going to happen. Artemis 2 is not going to happen. It's going to happen just like Columbus. It's going to obviously explode, or it's not going to happen, or they're just going to lie saying they are going there. Then they're probably going to just give the guys a 6-month vacation or a year vacation away on Greenland and say they are on Mars or on the moon or wherever they want to, whenever they want to do it. Because how are they going to fake it for so long? I mean, it's so much, it's one thing faking the Artemis unmanned mission to the moon and stuff, but it's going to be a whole different story by having real people acting for the amount of time. I mean, they literally have to be secluded from their whole family and everything for that amount of time. So yeah, we'll see where that heads up.
They didn't know. It's 2,160 miles, but you take 6 times 6 times 6, there you go, 2160.
Wow.
The surface temperature of Uranus. Oh.
That's the surface temperature of Uranus, Lumpy.
It's usually about 36 degrees, isn't it?
And that's 66.6 degrees.
It's only look, it cools off. It cools off once you pass gas. It cools off a bit.
Oh yeah. That was inevitable, wasn't it?
Yeah, isn't it funny how thousands of NASA employees working there for decades are not astronauts, but Shatner, Strahan, and Dude Perfect are. It is funny. It's amazing. There's so much of them. But remember, those guys literally just say, I built this little part of the ship, or I do this little part of the programming that I see my CGI showing. Therefore, it is real.
But you've got to remember, Shatner's gone where no man has gone before. Plenty of times.
Let's parallel it to something. The people that built the pyramids, or Egypt and Rome and whatever, all those people built it. Were they the actual astronauts, or that day you can say like these guys? No, they know they built the pyramids, they know they built Rome, but they were duped into thinking what they are building is a real, how can I put it, as a democracy or free world. They believed they were free. They weren't. What did I see? I saw someone say something. Jess Palmer, you just don't understand, Flatzoid. That's the usual thing here. I just don't understand. I don't get it.
There you go, negative 216, which is 6 times 6 times 6. 216. Oh, you thought we were done. Let's do Pluto's orbital velocity. Scroll down here. Oh, there we go. 666. The speed of sound in knots. Speed of sound.
666.
Look at that. 666 knots.
Yep, they
The
will
Earth's
remain stuck up
circumference
for the
in
rest of their
nautical
life.
miles? Oh, 21,600. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, 600 times 6 times
6.
6.
Hmm.
Another coincidence. 21,600. How far is Mars from the sun?
Oh. Hey, these are winning units, guys.
Astronomical units. Now let's look at Ceres' synodic period. And just as you expected, 666. Again.
Excuse
The
me.
devil's in the details, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Saturn's orbital distance in kilometers. Let's take a look at the numbers.
Why, if you think about it, why would all of these be so coincidental to 666s if it wasn't planned that way? I mean, if it wasn't planned, then why would they have so much 666s in play? Because it's just weird as something that's just spontaneously happened out of nothing by chance. By chance,
you've got to be a,
yeah.
You've got to be a coincidence theorist, haven't you?
But think about it. I mean, they say all this happened because of the Big Bang. It came out of nothing by chance. How does it all just literally by magic chance have so much in common with 666? The heliocentric model is literally the mark of the beast.
Oh. 1,426,666,000.
Oh, music again. Oh, there we go, showing it again. No, he's not showing Baphomet at all. Hey Brian Lee, good to see you. Yep, 666. Founder of the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey. Yep.
I can't find on YouTube his audio of his daughter or somebody saying what he was saying when he was passing on. Anybody seen that lately? I can't find it.
Yeah, with Anton LaVey. I wonder if we can find it. Because, the people have to hear what he said there. It was it was really chilling to hear that, though. Do you think it would be on YouTube?
Can't find it no more. I type in what it was, and I don't get the result. I scroll and scroll and look, and then it gets into another topic or something, and eventually it...
Death...
I've typed it in a number of ways, and then I went over to BitChute, and apparently nobody thought to grab that and move it. Sorry if I said a wrong word.
I see. What? I'm just gonna say death last words.
I've tried a lot of things. I've tried like 4. I've tried.
Because I know that there was a what's the name of the stage. Last words of, and maybe it's here.
Funny that they hide like these now when you look at Earth's orbital speed, it doesn't say that anymore, but it really did. But you can't find it no more. So now it's gonna like average to 67,000, and then it's in a lift, so the speed is changing, but it used to be one definite speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's like rounded to 67 and has changing speeds, but at one point they claimed it was 66,600 miles an hour.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to be able to find a video on it though. I just want to see if they actually say what his words were.
I can't find it anymore. I'm surprised by that a little bit.
Just try typing Anton LaVey.
Yeah, that's what I got on there.
I can't find it. I've looked. It's weird that it's gone though.
Last words, last words, TikTok. Maybe it's on TikTok.
That-
There we go. Let's try it.
It's on TikTok.
But it was a big leader and founder of a huge satanic organization. And he was on his deathbed. And for a Satanist, at the time of death, it's a great victory for them because death is a huge thing that they celebrate. And he was getting ready to die and pass on his powers and that. And on his deathbed, he must have got some revelation or an angelic appearance or something. And he went into shock and he said, "Oh my, oh my, what have I done?" He said, "There's
Oh my, whatever that. I'm getting goosebumps about that.
something very wrong. There's something very wrong. There's something very wrong." Wow. And his whole life had been spent propagating these satanic beliefs, getting everyone to believe, establishing official organizations for Satanism. And then at the end of his life, he gets this light that comes to him, and everything that he built, he realized was wrong.
Uh-huh. Is that what you wanted? Lumpy?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
So now it's on YouTube again, guys, on my channel. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow.
Say, now who was the relation again? That was his daughter?
I think it was his one daughter. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It was such a while back.
It was somebody close to him though.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a first time.
Yeah, I think that was his daughter. I think that was his daughter.
I think so too. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, imagine being. Oh, I cannot imagine how that feeling when you're dying and that revelation comes to you.
Well, who knows what he was seeing at that point? He could have been in another realm, and what was being spoke was because God led him, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the things he did was. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to make claim to know, but if that was the last words of a person who established, something on Earth that a lot of people that like looked up to, like musicians and other people that were into the Satanism stuff in our age brackets, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Check it, Debatable D. Damn, I'm in big trouble because of all the metal concert I went to using that hand gesture. Yeah, I was also a heavy rock at a stage, and it's been seen as "I love you," which is false. It's just a cover up for what it actually means. It's the Baphomet sign. That's all it is.
It's different doing it when you don't know what it means,
Yeah.
but when you actually find out what it really means, you're something else.
It comes to intent. If you know what it means, and you literally, that's why the Satanists, when they do it, they know the intent of what it means. That's why I say it's so. The people are so tricked today. That's why when they celebrate things like Halloween and stuff, if you have ex-Satanists and witches and stuff, and they tell you don't celebrate Halloween, there's a reason for it. There's a reason.
Yeah, death is the anti-goal.
I mean, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but principalities of darkness and powers.
That's it. That's right.
And it's very sad that you get the people today that literally just want to ignore the spiritual aspect of everything that's going on in the world. Because they literally, become atheists, you can say. So they want to just say, no, that's rubbish.
Yeah, just because a man done it, it doesn't mean to say it wasn't orchestrated by something supernatural. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, the shadow powers are supernatural. It's a supernatural battle, and unfortunately, whether you accept it or not, it doesn't change it not being that. It doesn't change the reality of it.
That's right.
I mean, there's so much people that's actually died as atheists and come back to life and literally change their life. I personally know people that has died and come back to life, and it's changed them immensely. Oh, I see I've actually missed chocolate on my shirt.
There's testimonies here. They're getting harder to find.
Yeah.
So they try. That's why I said that earlier was about how it's been scrubbed, and that being an interesting fact, and you can't really find that on YouTube no more.
Yeah. Yep. I wonder, is he still talking here, or there's still music?
So like they want to get children to imagine in their mind God is lying when he talks about creation. They want to get children to agree with that.
I mean,
they got our generation to agree with that garbage.
I mean, even my children's Bibles that we're buying them these days, it shows a globe. God created a globe. It literally shows a globe. Why? That's not the truth. That's not what it shows in the Bible. It already shows the moon and stuff there. Why? The moon and the sun only comes in the fourth day, but yet they show the globe being there. They show space. I don't know. It's sad.
Yeah, they want to make God a liar in children's minds and then hide the judgment as best they can.
But there's a thing that I've been seeing a lot.
To drag people down.
There's a thing I've been seeing a lot these days where you get people that used to be so-called Christians, and they say there's just too much contradictions in the Bible. And that stems from this type of thing where they're trying to change God's work and make him out to be a liar. That's why I'm so against this Christopher Enoch guy with the bacon story. If you go and watch his stuff, guys, he literally says, this book of the Bible is wrong. This book of the Bible is wrong. Why this is corrupt? You understand? That's not
like
what God teaches.
You'll get people that say that the Bible literally says there is no God. Yes, it does say that, but read it in context. It says before it, the fool says in his heart, there is no God. So I mean, they'll take lines like that and say, look, it says here there is no God. Well, just read it in context. Read the line above it and the line before it and the whole chapter maybe. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, some of the videos this guy brings out, it's like telling, okay, this is, I think it's lives. Yeah, he's got lives. Where he says, nobody's talking about these Bible contradictions. Now he's preaching God's word, but look what he's teaching. The Holy Spirit teaching it in the book of Acts, and he says, where was it? Yesterday I saw another one that he had the other day. The problems of the Gospel of John. And it's a lot of these where he has the problems of this book of the Bible, a problem with this book of the Bible.
There's other people in our community that would, if I take that away from ever even listening to the stream, part of the Globebusters crowd, Jaron.
Yeah.
Because there was for a long time barely a stream where he wouldn't blaspheme God on some level.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes multiple times during the stream.
Yeah. That's why I don't watch Jaron at all anymore. I mean, you know when I got the first red flag of him when he started saying he supports fornication. He's proud that his wife slept around and he slept around. Otherwise, how would you know that you guys would enjoy each other in bed? What the hell?
Yeah.
That goes against God's word.
Wow.
But I mean, like I said,
that's
this guy...
a deception perspective. That perspective is for sure deception.
Yeah. I mean...
And people can believe a lie, but it's proven itself to be not the way God intended it. In the effects seen in society and everything, the breakdown of the family and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It's amazing they're all doing the same signs. Just coincidence. But yeah, to me it gets me when someone is claiming like this Christopher Enoch to be preaching God's word, but the whole time he's trying to discredit God and call him a liar. That's the same as like when I call Matuna out for calling God a liar, because He's supposed to be a Christian, and yet he says the Bible doesn't teach a flat earth. He says flat earthers are here literally just to be mocked and laughed at. That's what he says. Is that what God teaches a person? No.
Absolutely not.
Not.
He's the booger eater.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
And you know, he still
I'm sure it says something about that in Levitical laws, Lumpy.
Right.
Conspiracy Guru also got some awesome music. But he's doing well for himself, Conspiracy Guru. The first Gnostic Brotherhood of Amun-Ra. That should be interesting to see. Zero G Hero. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Is that what he says? That wouldn't surprise me. That guy's such a whack job.
And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. This is what I like. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Luke 8:17. Exactly. That's what.
Exactly.
This is why.
Exactly.
This is why all these guys that are defending nonsense, it gets shown light, and then obviously the people are so successfully indoctrinated, it just literally falls on deaf ears. They just choose to ignore it.
I was going to say, to support that scripture, light and dark can't live in the same place.
Why do you think they say God spits out the lukewarm?
Exactly. I'll spit you out my mouth, yeah.
Truman Show. Ooh.
Never come close to discovering the true nature of his world until now.
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
Which the world we are presented with, you guys. We accept the reality of this world of which we are presented. And what do they present you with? From when you're a child, a globe. Everything is globe. Gravity this, gravity that. Globe, space, ball, that, this. Unfortunately, that's what it is. And it's all based in a belief system that is rooted in the foundations of Satan. It's all Helios. It's Babylonian worship, guys. Why do you think the Tower of Babel, God literally confused them? Because of the unity.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. God's not a uniter, he's actually a divider.
Yeah,
a lot of people think God would unite, but he's not, he's a divider.
Babylon never fell, guys. Just like the Roman Empire never fell.
There's a big statue to Helios in New York called Statue of Liberty, or Sol Invictus.
Yeah. I mean, the Roman Empire never just vanished into thin air. The Babylonian Empire never just vanished. They just changed. They kind of say, how would I put the words, evolved.
Yeah.
They're just running the shadows, that's all. Think of it if you go and see a very big chain of business. You have a corporate body, and then you have people under them and someone under them, and that people under them is running the company, but they are still told what to do by the people above them, and the people above them are told what's happening, understand? So the people right at the top are the ones running the show, but they are not, how can I put it, in there. They are in the shadows. They're just behind the scenes running everything. And that's why we say with the elite running the world.
Yeah, it's all very clandestine, isn't it?
Like almost everybody reads a teleprompter.
Yep.
Basically. Unless you're commenting on sports or something, everything's, and it's got a delay even. So, like, if somebody were to get out of line, they'd probably have a 10-second chance to shut it off. Stuff like that. We don't get anything coming through that box that's
but that's
not meant to control us.
Yeah, that's what I say.
on some level.
They're just doing their job.
Yeah,
That's what.
well, some people I think agree with it.
Mm.
I think there are a whole bunch of people that think that humanity basically needs to be exterminated. I think that's kind of what the agreement is here. It needs to be enslaved, dominated, and exterminated, but individual freedom is probably the last thing that is the agenda.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't say too much. I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
No, you said great. Okay, let's see.
In other breaking news, the world is round, not flat.
Yeah, whatever. And then he laughs about it. Mm-hmm.
And the typolap was like a pride. There was a pride there.
Uh-huh.
Not just because the augmented sound, but I mean.
Vatican and Christendom grafted paganism to make it more palatable for the masses. Yep. That's so true, Gematria.
Well, that's kind of the mainstream narrative. I don't.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah. You can get on. Lumpy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the mainstream narrative as to why, but I think there's a darker meaning as to why. To get the parishioners to agree with the lie is because that seems to be always what's offered is something other than the truth.
Yeah. You see how it's run, how the world is run. Let's put it this way. Let's take an example of. Let's take slavery in the olden days on the farms. You had the boss of the farm, and you got the slaves working there. And while the slaves say, "Well, we're not going to work for you anymore. We're going to do a revolution because you are owning us. You know, everything is just going to you." So the guy says, "Fine, I will not make you slaves anymore. I will let you work for me, and then you would actually do everything, and you would get a cut of it. So if you're not going to work, you're not going to get a cut, whatever. You know what I'm saying?" So then they go and they agree to it. They're still doing the work. They're just doing it as if they believe they are free now. They're not free. They're still doing what was done. They're still the slaves. They're just having the false pretense of believing that they are part of it. And that's how it works. It's giving you the false freedom to believe you are actually free.
How many?
Yeah?
Never mind. Go ahead with the video.
No, go on.
I was gonna say, how many generals do you think that maybe were occultists, Lucifer worshippers that ran soldiers in the First World War into certain, machine gun nests, that sort of thing? That these people are not good to be trusted.
Yeah, there's a guy, I forget what his name is, who was right high up in military. He's got like right weird, look like devil horns for eyebrows.
What?
I can't remember his name, he were an open devil worshipper, like, and everybody knew
Yeah.
it. But he were right high up in military, like.
It would be the place they would want to go. It's the kill, steal, and destroy head of the world, basically, right?
Yeah. Psych Bear, I believe some of these controllers truly love Satan and think they will be rewarded for serving him. Yep. That's the same like Adam's LaVey. That's why he had the Church of Satan.
Well,
They
this is
literally
where
believe it.
Ephesians comes in, while we wrestle not against flesh and blood, because even the ones who think they're serving Satan, he don't care about them.
That's exactly what I said in chat to Psych Bear, Michael. It says, little do they know that Satan hates them also. That's irony for you.
He hates man. Full stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
But people are deceived into doing his work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it funny that those control the globe have flat Earth map on their logo? That's also one thing that perplexes me though. Sea level,
Right.
sky level, earth level. Horizon always at eye level is only possible on a flat plane. See, this is what should happen on a globe, guys. You see that? It should fall away the higher you go up. That doesn't happen. You say now big globe, big globe. That doesn't make a difference just because it's big globe. Then you shouldn't have any boats going over a curve if it's a big globe.
Right.
Wavic Maelstrom, Ephesians 6 verse 5 to 8. Paul states, slaves, be obedient to your human masters with fear and trembling, in sincerity of heart, as to Christ, which is Paul instructing slaves to obey their master. Similar statements regarding obedient slaves can be found in Colossians 3:22-24, 1 Timothy 6:1-2, and Titus 2:9-10. Bible condones slavery. Remember, you have to know the context of the slaves.
Yeah, it's more bond servants they're talking about. Do you know what I mean? It's not slavery as in like getting whipped and all that. I think it's more bond servant.
Remember when the slaves of those days were, let's say they went and they did pillaging. They went and they fought for new land. And now the husbands had died in the battlefields and stuff, and now they took those people's bond servants and wives and children, and they took them in. They had to, they literally had to feed them and stuff, so they became slaves to them, to work for them, so they can live. You understand? Remember in those days, the way of living is totally different to the way of living today. The way you guys are thinking of slaves is like, let's say, where they had the oppression of people selling them as slaves and whipping them and putting them in chains and treating them like rubbish. I think we should actually do a stream on slavery as well sometime. Because I do get that a lot, that they say, oh, the Bible condemns slavery, but then again promotes slavery, which is totally rubbish.
You can't just post a verse. You need to read the whole book. You've got to be in context with who it's talking about, because Paul's not always talking to the same type of people, is he? Sometimes he's talking to Gentiles, sometimes he's talking to Jews. Everything's got to be in context. You can't just post a verse and say, oh, look, slavery's not eating Bible.
Exactly. Sometimes he's writing to a church and rebuking them, you know what I mean? About their doctrine and stuff. So, yeah, it depends on the context. Exactly what Michael said.
Yep. Another one. Lucifer's temple changes beneath the Vatican. Wow. Yeah, Rome is still here, guys. We'll go to that one soon. Let's just carry on with this one first. Oh, I love these long streams. I don't know about you guys, but an hour stream just doesn't work for me.
I like the long stream too. And it gives everybody here like a community sort of.
Definitely.
Although I did promise my wife I'm only going till 11 o'clock tonight, so we only got a half an hour, guys.
Okay, good.
Fair enough.
Gravity.
Gravity.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Oh.
Mind control to Major Tom.
I don't know if I'm allowed to play this music, guys. I would love to. It's
I
a good
I
song.
wouldn't, because I know what YouTube's like.
Yeah, and it's a good song. Oh man.
You probably will get away with it, but I know, like, I've heard people getting YouTube strikes for their own music, like, so.
Hey, Will Brax, good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, put wires on, hang on green screens up, and put your wires on. Mind control to Major Tom. Earth shown for size comparison. Wow. And guys, look, this is how NASA shows the sun. That's not how anybody sees it from Earth. So just yeah. I don't know if you guys know, the Muslims. I'm actually getting Muslims coming to talk to me and stuff, where they say even the Quran teaches a flat Earth, though, but they don't accept it. You know,
you should get Ilmo Tadabar on.
Yeah, awesome. I'd really want to get him on. He's also got a great channel. I see he's growing a bit now.
Yeah.
He's but I keep on having to put because a lot of the time he's talking
in
Indian, and I don't understand, so I have to put the CCs on so I can try and
Has he got subtitles on it now?
Sometimes, not all of the time, but
yeah,
I can more or less know what he's talking about though.
Sometimes, like, we are either talking into the throw, like, English words in, don't they? So you can sometimes...
Yeah, that's why I said at least know the context of what he's talking about. And he's really upped his game with his presenting. Have you seen that? But he does want to come on. He's actually emailed me. So he definitely wants to come on and chat.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to get him on. I think I should organise with him.
He's also a brother Khan as well.
Yeah. But like I said, even the Quran, it teaches a flat earth, guys. The 7 flat earths laid on top of each other like pancakes. So-called educated people, it's so confusing, agree and claim flat earthers are halfway. There they think Earth is a disk universally accelerating upwards. Yep, Flat Earth Society 101 push. That's all. I wonder if the music's still on. Ah, yeah. This is mind control to Major Tom. Sea level 35,000 feet. Who took the picture? It was followed by a camera satellite. Yep. We see this a lot. Matt Damon must have taken photos while he was there. That's a good one. But the Quran doesn't teach FE. Guys, he says the Quran doesn't teach FE.
Try reading it then.
And no, I do not support the Quran, by the way, guys.
I've read quite a bit of Quran, and it's just like Bible, really.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Old Testament, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got 7 heavens. Where's it? Trying to find. Seven heavens.
It talks something like about Earth being like a carpet, or...
Yeah, it's got like 7. Whew. Wiki Islam. The shape of the Earth. Earth. I just gotta find it, guys. Sorry, I do not read the Quran, so I don't know the exact verses. Yep, even there. He who made the earth as a bed spread out, and the sky as ceiling, and sent down from the sky rain and brought forth thereby fruit and provision for you. So do not attribute to Allah's equals while you know that there is nothing similar to him. That is them saying the firmament. You guys literally know it says Allah holds up the firmament for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've never lay on a spherical bed, that's for sure.
Yeah, yet spread it out. I'm just trying to find.
But just because some Muslims say it don't teach flat, don't mean it don't, because there's some Muslims say it does.
Mm-hmm.
Just like there's some Christians say that Earth's a globe. You know what I mean?
There. And Allah has made the earth for you as a carpet spread out.
Yeah, that's it.
He has made out a mat for them. And after that he spread the earth. Since when do you spread a globe? And the earth, how it is spread out. He spread it out, and he saw that it was settled upon the waters. He fixed the mountains upon it.
Upon it, not around it. Upon.
Upon. There we go, yeah, thank you. The Quran frequently describes Earth as spread out, often comparing it as a carpet, unless they have some kind of freaky 3D carpet that's pretty flat. And then spread where out firm hills and course seemingly. He who has made the earth like a carpet spread out, and therein roads and channels, and sent down waters from the sky, which have produced diverse pairs of plants and separate. Okay. Yeah, very simple stuff, guys. But I'm literally looking for where it says the 7 earths and 7 heavens as flat. There we go. The mountains scattered, the earth is a level plain. They will ask thee to the mountains of the day, say, Lord, will break them into scattered dust, and leave it as an empty plain, where thou hast set neither curve nor ruggedness. It's weird actually reading the Quran stuff. It's the Quran. I think it's the 7 heavens. Frequently mentioned the existence of 7 samawat. The plural of sama meaning heaven, sky, celestial sphere. No, it's not that one. Which one is it? The 7 layers of Jannah. I think it's that. 7 heavens referred to. There we go. See, guys? They lay across 7 flat earths.
I've read that verse in Quran. Yeah. I've also read most of Quran, and it has Indian, and then right next to it has English translation in it. The one I read.
There's a specific Islam verse that says it's flat, 7 flat earths. On all kind of plants. Almighty spoke about this level and said that people have faith in Allah to do good. These are all the different levels of, yeah. But anyway, it definitely shows flat, guys. I will still look for look at those curved 7 worlds. That's not curved, dude. Are you smoking something?
It's just like Bible. It describes Earth not as a ball.
Yeah, contained.
So like in Revelations it says that the sky will be rolled up like a scroll. That wouldn't work right on a sphere.
This is interesting stuff. What's this?
Belief.
Emily. Wow. What the hell? It's kind of confusing. Let's see if we can find maybe we can just find images of it. If that helps. Why are we looking at the Quran anyway? How do we get into this?
I think someone brought it up in chat, didn't they?
Proving a point because that guy in chat said it don't teach flat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right. It's right.
Neither Bible nor Quran openly states Earth's flat, but everything that it talks about Earth suggests it would be flat.
Yeah, yeah, it supports it. It teaches it. It doesn't state it. It supports it and teaches it. It's not a science. It's not a science book. It's not a textbook flat Earth book, but it definitely supports it. It definitely teaches it.
Top 10 reasons to believe the Earth is flat. Wow.
I'm gonna have money on this guy's a soccer camp.
It's like a maths textbook. Do you know what I mean? It's a maths book, but it can teach you to spell mathematics or something. Do you know what I mean? It's not a spelling book, but it can teach you to spell mathematics.
Have you,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you guys ever watched this Dr. Shabir Ali debate? I usually watch him a lot. He debates Dr. Alan Wood. It's actually funny. He loves to deny things that stand in the Quran. Dr. Wood is awesome. Okay, and yes, he's a globe believer, but he's with apologetics. He's like ace on going against David Wood, Dr. David Wood. He goes against the. His passion is against Muslim at the moment and atheism, and his debate skills are like really awesome. Anyway, let's get back to where we were, because I only have a few minutes left. So yeah, this is just the salt Alan Bean. Obviously, oh, look at that pressure. Weird how it's got containment. Yeah, and the seals they used here. Remember with Dustin every day when he actually went and he, what's this guy saying? And he interviewed.
Trying to sort of get the essence of it. It is photoshopped, but it has to be. It is photoshopped, but it has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's
Bob Ross
has to be.
And they went to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, which in our world we call it not a space agency.
How do we know the Earth is not flat?
We don't. It's flat.
Water.
Yep, water.
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 Water don't curve, mate.
Water.
Everything bendy water.
Water.
Bendy water. See, we say water as well, but you say water. I say water. I say water. You say water. In Coventry, we say water.
Water. Yeah. Water.
Water in my own.
Of water.
That tastes like it.
Of water. Can you say water?
Wagner.
Water.
Wagner.
Water.
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 He's an X-Man.
It's really weird trying to hear Englishmen speak Afrikaans. I'm sorry. It's just water. The Afrikaans word for water. Water.
Let me some more words.
The aarde is.
Teach.
The aarde is plat.
What about the earth is flat?
Yeah, the aarde is plat.
The earth is.
The earth is.
The earth is flat.
Aarde is plat.
The aarde is flat.
The aarde is flat.
Oh my god, good to see you. Oh wow.
I used to go with a South African girl, and I remember when she used to ask me if I wanted ice cream, she said, "Would you like some ice cream?" And I thought she was on about like hemorrhoid.
Australian.
Yeah, exactly. I used to think South African sounded Australian, a cross between Australian and German, but
no, mate. No, we're not sounding like Australians. No.
The earth is flat.
No.
No, you don't. I used to think that, though. I used to think that.
Yep, the elite control the narrative. 53% are blind. I agree, Rachie, definitely. Dis plat, not one. Yeah. Die aarde is plat, not one.
The aarde is plat.
you sounded like Albert Einstein. Oh, brilliant. that is actually the dumbest you've ever sounded, Michael.
I was actually,
sorry, Albert.
I was actually
Sorry,
thinking,
I'm not intelligent you really well.
I was actually thinking I want to make some Afrikaans content, because I think there's not much Flat Earth Afrikaans content out there. You know, just to appeal to the Afrikaners, the all 44 of them in the world.
He's from South Africa, isn't that? My perspective.
My perspective, yeah, he's South African.
Yeah. You had to try and get in touch with him, and he used to do some rape videos.
Yeah. But like I said, I want to make some Afrikaans content for all 44 Afrikaners in the world.
He's like a professional cameraman or something, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure.
Something like that. Like works on films and all sorts of stuff, I think.
That was a good laugh. It's good to laugh.
It is good to laugh.
Aye, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
If you don't laugh sometimes in this world, you'll be crying.
Well, as we say where I'm from, if you didn't laugh, you're great.
You're great.
Great.
Yeah, greet means cry.
I don't know.
Eh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're greeting face, man.
Is it flat? Is the earth flat? Is the earth flat?
That's weird, man.
I don't know
Flat
what
sounded
you're
like a
talking
South African then.
Yeah? You are sound South African to you. Come on, man.
Wow.
God.
Wow. This guy loves the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
June solstice. The pseudoscientist, yeah, that's for sure. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna definitely, I did leave him a message. We'll see if he's gonna contact me. Maybe we can watch some of this one quickly. Lucifer's temple chambers beneath the Vatican. This should be interesting.
Well, Reverend Gabriele Amorth made headlines around the world recently when he said the devil was present in the Vatican.
You're talking about something very real, aren't you?
Certo. Realissimo. Yep. Remember, the when we say the Catholics, it's not Christian. This is why we say it's not Christian. Catholic is not Christian, and it's very in your face to show it's not Christian. I mean, look at the Vatican, how it has the Baphomet and everything playing in your face with the serpent and everything on its world stage. Moomin Rider, what is the native language for your family? It sounded like French when you were speaking with your kids. No, that's Afrikaans. We bring them most up Afrikaans because my wife is actually Afrikaans, but
it's Dutch based.
Yeah, it's another form of Dutch. Deutsch. We the sprakende Deutsch, de Biki. It's just like a downgraded Dutch, actually.
It always reminds me of Lethal Weapon.
Diplomatic community.
Yeah.
Diplomatic community. I sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger there. He's Austrian.
No. No. I'll be back. Yep. No, look, my kids know when I'm very angry if I speak to them in English. Then they know I'm very angry.
Absolutely, very real.
As to the devil's presence in the Vatican, he says that's no surprise. He once had to perform an exorcism on another exorcist.
Yep. But exorcism is not advised to be done, guys. It's really not advised to do an exorcism. You know, to do exorcism is actually not biblical. How can I put it?
No. In the Bible, Jesus says, "Come out," and that was it. An exorcism's a whole ritual thing.
Yeah,
but Jesus said, "Come out, demon," and that's it.
Yeah,
and it goes.
There's a difference between doing deliverance from evil spirits and exorcism.
Definitely.
I mean, I've had deliverance done to me and my wife. We've had deliverance done before, and it literally
Me
does
too.
work. But when it comes to exorcism, it's occultic. It's not based in the Word of God, and that's why there's so much things go wrong with exorcism.
Yeah.
You get people literally
Definitely.
dying with exorcisms.
Yeah. Exorcism, yeah, exactly. Exorcism, you're actually conversating with the demon.
demons, yeah.
Jesus was like, just come out. That's it.
Yeah.
Get out. Simple as that.
Yep.
You know how I exercise my demons?
Go on.
I go for a walk.
I hope you're making him very tired, Lumpy.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. What about when Jesus got the demons out and they went to the pigs? Exactly. Because the demons are bound to this world. They're bound to this world and they're stuck here until they get thrown into the lake of fire one day.
Oh my God, no. No. Hey, you know what? Well, one of my favorite verses says that we're going to judge angels, which means the Watchers and Lucifer and all these, the third that fell. Wow.
That's right. Yeah, it does say that, yeah.
Yeah, we're judging them guys.
Absolutely.
Deliverance, debatably, it's more like a where you look at family curses and everything, and you have a little. They literally just pray for you, actually, with deliverance, and you look at the family, because there is curses and stuff that, you know, generation curses and all that come with people, and if you've done certain things, so all you do is you literally just get prayed for, and you get deliverance on those things, and the curses are broken, you know, with word. That's about it. That's what deliverance.
Yeah, I mean, I think the word comes from from the Lord prayer, deliver us from evil. Do you know what I mean?
It's a spoken word, exactly, Derek Nelson.
Sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, I was just saying, I think the word deliverance comes from the Lord's prayer, where it says deliver us from evil. So I think it comes from that. I mean, demons are evil, deliver us from evil, deliverance.
Yeah. No, I actually agree with this guy. The Catholic Church are not a force for good. Child predators and a massive wealth should be given to the poor and hungry. Yeah, just like space. Look at all the billions given for space that doesn't exist. Why couldn't just feed all the hungry with it?
Hey, Flatzoids, read out the name of the telescope.
Lucifer.
The Catholic
Lucifer.
Well, yeah, but what's the word acronym from? The words like light emitting or some long distance long. What is it again? I forget, but it was funny because
the full
how
word,
they had to word it to make it
the
say
full
that.
word. I want to see what it stands for. The Large Binocular Telescope, Lucifer, but it has a originally Lucifer, Large Binocular Telescope, Near Infrared Spectroscopic Utility with Camera Integral Field Unit for Extragalactical Research. Is that the one?
Have a look for it. See if you can find out on it's called Santilli method for telescopes, and I'm pretty sure that Lucifer's based on that. Where guy who I'm not sure how it works. It's like reverse way telescope works or something. It's called Santilli method, but apparently you can see into spirit realm with it. So.
Really? I didn't know that.
So if you can Google search Santilli telescope.
Santilli telescope. Santilli telescope. apparent detection. Thunder energies. Discover invisible entities. Is that what it is? Discover invisible entities.
Yeah, something like that. Like guy said, spirit realm, not spirit world, or other dimensions.
That should be interesting. Breaking news: Thunder Energies discovers invisible entities in our terrestrial environment.
Since the dawn of our civilization, all the way to the time of this breaking news,
Yeah.
we human believed that everything that exists up there is only what we can see with our eyes and with our optical instruments.
So in other words, they're making claims you can see into the spiritual realm with it.
Yeah.
Is that what he's claiming?
Yeah.
Well, things have changed now because we have established the existence of entities existing in our terrestrial environment, and these entities are completely invisible.
That's actually, this is the first time I've heard of this. I wonder how it picks it up though. Demons means voice within. Greek.
Well, when I used to be following Bogeyman, we got doing this. You've heard of them glass paperweights and them glass crystal domes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you sit one of them on a magnifying mirror, and then you look into that dome with your camera and look at sky. And sometimes you get weird things in it what you can't see with your eyes.
Okay.
I stopped doing it because it started freaking me out. It's a bit like scrying or something. I think it's weird. But yeah,
Right.
I kept getting this bloke. I was out in fields. Me and my girlfriend were in fields, and I got it on a bench, and I was just looking at sky and hanging. And when I got back and I was looking at pictures, there was this guy stood with his hood up in it, and there was no bloke there.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
It started freaking me out. So I get out doing it.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, it's like I always liked the idea of astral travel until I heard that it can really be done and how bad it really is, and now it freaks me out. I mean, I wouldn't now with my beliefs and all that, but once upon a time I thought it sounded cool, but nah, not anymore.
Astral projection is a real thing.
Yeah.
But the Bible teaches
Absolutely.
against it, so definitely not a thing to get into.
No.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing that Glowbusters pushes these days is astral projection.
Yeah, I have actually heard it from I think it was from Jaren. I heard it actually.
Jaren's a big component for astral projection.
Yeah.
New Age, follow New Age and channels.
It's all New Age, guys.
New Age hippies.
I mean, the government MK Ultra and stuff. They used to do the study of astral projection and stuff. So it's definitely a real thing.
That Montauk experiment. And they had like a chair what they sat in, and they could project wherever from it or something.
Yeah. I just don't see why you would need to do astral projection anyway. Why would you need to go out of your body to some? It's just, I don't see the need for that. Maybe they think that it's nice to have some weird superpowers, but unfortunately.
Yeah, I think when I thought it would be nice, I mean, I was years and years and years ago. I was in prison, so like I kind of thought it'd be cool then. But that's before. I was into like Christianity and that, you know.
But I mean, I've heard stories of people that did astral projection, and sometimes they say they struggle to get back into their body because there's something inside there already occupying it. That's why it's just an open door to. It's an open door to the spiritual realm for demons and stuff just to come and manifest in their bodies. You're opening your door. I mean, like us, we are Christians. We have Jesus inside us. We have God inside us. Now, if you're doing astral projection, you're opening the door and you're giving space to other entities.
That's right.
Yeah, I would be scared if I can't get back into my body. I agree.
Oh, absolutely.
And what,
That's
what,
freaky,
what if,
just thinking about it.
what if you willingly come out your own body and you can't get back? What happens to your spirit then? Like, does it go where it should go? Because you've been doing things you shouldn't be, haven't you? Like,
Yeah.
Purgatory.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna say night now because.
Oh yeah,
I
of course
my
it's
wife
that
till
time.
11 o'clock tonight, so not to go too late.
Cool.
Tomorrow night is gonna be awesome with Alan and stuff. I hope you guys are also coming on. Gonna be talking about moon, so I think tomorrow night's gonna be a long stream. Because how much can
Okay,
we talk
cool.
about the moon?
There's probably a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. I was actually surprised about tonight's stream. I didn't really think there's gonna be much to can talk about with.
there's I mean, I don't know like about you guys, like, but I've been looking into flat Earth and conspiracies for 7 years.
Yeah.
And the stuff I've even forgot what I've looked at. You know what I mean? There's that much. Do you know what I mean? And I've found that a lot of them linked together.
Yeah,
Okay.
same as me since 2015. 2015 is when I became a believer in flat Earth. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I gotta go.
All right, bud.
Okay.
Have a good night. Yeah, 2017 was
Guys,
my-
just have a good
yeah.
evening. Thank you everybody for coming.
I just say goodbye in Afrikaans.
Ja, julle moet 'n lekker aand hê. Dankie dat almal gekom het vanaand. Waardeer julle baie. Hoop om julle môre weer te sien. Ja. Baie dankie vir julle ondersteuning. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you guys all for being here.
We say cheerio. May the pressure be with you.
Cheerio. Cheerio, old chap. Okay.
Like, certainly wouldn't say that.
Okay. Thanks everybody. Thank you all for your support. Please just hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you have not. Do share the shows, and yeah, see you guys tomorrow night. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the support you give to the show, all the financial support, and so on. Till tomorrow night. God bless. May the pressure be with you.